Just mentioned the Red Devils' first loss coming last week to Kalkaska in a
Right.
bit of a surprising fashion. Kickoff with less than 3 minutes left on the clock. Ended up winning the game for Kalkaska. And for Glen Lake, they had their first loss to St. Francis week one.
Yeah.
We were actually at that game together, Charles.
Yeah, we were there. St. Francis took that one 30-6. It was closer than what the score indicated because the Lakers had a couple miscues there in that second quarter on special teams that really kind of put them behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunately the story of that game because it was at that point in time a 7-0 game before the Lakers had a safety in the end zone, allowing the Gladiators to go in 9-0 at half, and then they just weren't able to climb that mountain coming back. So the Lakers with a 2-1 record, the East Jordan Red Devils with a 2-1 record. While we have an opportunity to do so, our pregame show sponsored by Professional Seamless Gutters and the Charlevoix State Bank here. So as you're just now getting settled in and ready to watch some high school football on a beautiful Friday evening in northern Michigan, September 19th, this is week 4. We're almost to the halfway point of the season. Can you believe that?
No, I really can't. It's flown by.
It really has been going by in the blink of an eye. And, well, we got some matchups that we want to talk about. East Jordan will get 2 pivotal players back tonight in Max Beal and Trace Weinkoop, and they have certainly been missed, especially last week against that loss against Kalkaska.
Yeah, you could really feel their absence, in that game. The starting running back, Max Beal, was replaced by the sophomore, Garrison Henry. And, he had a solid game, but not only, you're missing him on the offensive side of the ball, but he's their starting middle linebacker, Max Beal is. And, they're very happy to have him back there, and I think you're going to see his impact, early and often in this game.
Certainly, and that's definitely one of the keys for tonight's game, in my opinion, is which one of these two teams is going to be able to control the line of scrimmage. You'll see out there that the Glen Lake Lakers have a sizable offensive and defensive line. And in that game we did of Glen Lake 3 weeks ago, against the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators, they were able to hold their own in the trenches against the Gladiators, who recently got ranked number 1 in Division 6. So this Glen Lake Laker offensive and defensive line certainly represent a very stout challenge for this Red Devil front 5. It'll be the difference in the game, in my opinion. Jared, what do you think?
Well, you're gonna hear it from here, but quite frankly, it's the center guard combo for that's Garrett Mayhew and I can't remember some of the other guys off the top of my
Mayhew,
head.
Dion, and also Boyer for East Jordan to really hit that up the hole and establish those A-gap running lanes.
Right, and against a big front like that, those guys have to win to get, the guys open, get the run game, get the play action, get Max Beal to, get 3 to 4 yards a chunk versus, 2 to 1 and put you in third and longs and, obvious passing situations. These are things that you really want to avoid if you're East Jordan, even though you do have Brady Wilson out wide and Wyatt Penny, 2 phenomenal wideouts who have had pretty solid seasons so far, but, East Jordan, they do want to stay on the ground as much as possible.
One thing to keep an eye out this evening, special teams. Which team will be able to conquer some of those special teams woes so far that they've each had? Glen Lake had those punts in week 1. East Jordan had that kickoff return for a touchdown last week versus Kalkaska. You were there for that one. So we'll have a lot more action here. Once again, Charles Trail, Jared Stamen, buckle up. We got a great one here from Glen Lake between the Lakers and the Red Devils. We'll be back with the opening lineups and the national anthem after this.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week and our new Becoming You homeschool support program 3 days a week, we are always looking for passionate people to join our Depot volunteer family. Simply visit ejdepot.org/volunteer to discover how you can make a difference in the lives of our teens.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness, provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on the Depot Jordan Valley.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Interstructure Interior Design, TVC Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy, and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our Northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Okay, and welcome back. You're looking live at Glen Lake Community Field, home of the Lakers, as the Red Devils and Lakers getting ready to get this one underway. Once again, our pregame show sponsors tonight, Professional Seamless Gutters and the Charlevoix State Bank. Charles Trail along with Jared Stamen here. Beautiful night for football, Jared, and we talked about it in the pregame show, but a lot of Laker fans here really coming out in droves. They look like they're going to have some significant home field advantage here tonight.
Yeah, you can absolutely see if the camera guy could go a little bit lower, maybe we could see some of it later. But right now, it is homecoming for this Glen Laker team, and I actually was informed by the AD earlier that they are actually going to miss a game from some scheduling issues. So, these guys, they only have 3 home games this year, and homecoming is going to be the one where you can imagine they're going to really try and play their hearts out, especially against a 2-1 Red Devil team. As you can see, the Lakers running out of the tunnel there for homecoming night.
That's right. I mean, they're ready to rock and roll for homecoming. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game for the Lakers. This Red Devil team has a bitter taste in their mouth after last week. They felt like they should have come out on top over Kalkaska, Jared. They had that one literally slip through their fingertips. They lost it in the last 2.5 minutes of that game last week off of that kickoff return by the Blazers, a 60-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, which pretty much sealed the deal and allowed Kalkaska to narrowly escape with a win.
Yeah, it was quite the exciting match. Me and Eric were down there, Eric Hoffman, for the East Jordan Kalkaska game, and it was really close the whole game. We came in expecting East Jordan to kind of potentially run away with it, but 2 key injuries, Wyan Coop and Max Beal, being out, and you could feel their injuries, their absence was really, there was a hole in that offense.
And here come the Red Devils looking to get off the schneid here and get back to their winning ways. They are pretty pumped up and looking forward to this one. Wow, we have an opportunity to do so. Speaking of getting pumped up, we want to give a shout-out to the watch party going on live right now at the East Jordan Teen Depot, the Jordan Valley Teen Center, having a live watch party streaming this game live. So shout-out to the Depot as we get a nice look there at this East Jordan huddle. Beautiful camera work by our friend here, Isaac Dunson. Isaac is working with us once again. Pleasure to have him here. And we're going to stand for the national anthem as we get ready to honor our country. We're going to go ahead and send it to a quick timeout here and be back.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week and our new Becoming You homeschool support program 3 days a week, we are always looking for passionate people to join our Depot volunteer family. Simply visit ejdepot.org/volunteer to discover how you can make a difference in the lives of our teens.
All right, here we go. Are you ready for some football, Jared?
Oh, I sure am, Charles. This is a beautiful night. It's September. You can't really ask for better weather this time of the year up here in northern Michigan.
And certainly 71 degrees at kickoff, and I've checked the weather report. It's going to be dropping to about 68 degrees tonight. So if you ask me, can't get any better than that. So settle in, buckle up, because this game will be a physical slugfest. We're here to take you all the way through the fourth quarter, so settle in on a beautiful Friday evening in northern Michigan and let Next Level Broadcasting pave the way for how a Friday night should be spent from the comfort of your own home or wherever you find comfort watching high school football here with Next Level Broadcasting, coverage of East Jordan High School football here this fall. So let's get things underway. Fourth game of the year, Red Devils 2-1, Lakers 2-1. Hey, doesn't get much better than that, Jared.
Sure doesn't, Charles. And, both teams are coming in here looking for the statement win that they've kind of been looking for schedule-wise. St. Francis did play Glen Lake week 1. That would have been a big win for them. But, some minor miscues and the week 1 jitters held them back. So this is, one of their big times to come in here against a really great East Jordan team and make a statement at home.
It should be a good one here. East Jordan getting ready to send this one away. Dion and Boyer, and this is a pooch kick bouncing at the 35, and it's going to almost be recovered by the Red Devils. It was a diving attempt by Brady Wilson on the far side sideline, wasn't able to field it cleanly, so this will be an illegal procedure penalty and give the Lakers the ball.
Yeah, and you're going to see that two-kicker look a lot from this East Jordan team. Bayer and I can't think of the other guy's name, but they both will, they'll run and see. Sometimes they'll kick it to the left kicker or the right kicker, and that's how they've had some success getting some onside kicks. Last year they did it a couple times against Elk Rapids, and week 1 they actually pulled it out a little bit. But last week it didn't really seem to work too well against Kalkaska. As we mentioned, the kickoff and near the end of the game did go for a touchdown, which ended up losing them the game. But, we're going to see the defense here on the field first for the Red Devils as the Lakers set up in the pistol formation on first down, first play of the game.
Here we go, Lakers from their own 35-yard line. Looking to get things started right away. There's a handoff up the middle to Fletcher Middleton. And Middleton is met by a slew of East Jordan Red Devils, and he gets about 3 yards on that first down carry.
And I believe last time when we saw this Laker team play, it was actually Sam Dykstra who seemed to be getting most of the carries in the backfield. So wanted to see if we're going to see some 11 in the backfield, or is it going to be mostly number 5 back there for the Lakers?
We'll find out here soon enough. Once again, if you're experiencing a little buffering, we're going to get that worked out here. So just be patient with us as we're adjusting some things. Lakers send 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Now keeping it all the way on the design keeper, turning it up. He's got the first down is Caden Sheehan before he's eventually dragged down. It looked like the first linebacker in there for the Red Devils was Thomas Mayhew, and then a couple other Red Devils came in, including Griffin Boyer, to finish it off.
Yeah, and it looked like Sheehan might have had room to, he seems like he ran into his own man there, potentially had enough room to get the edge and get another 10 to 12 yards on that run. Still picking up the first down, not too much to complain about if you're the Lakers offense. Lining up on a fresh set of downs on their own 46-yard line.
1st and 10 now for the Lakers. Pistol formation for Sheehan. He's going to keep this one. He's going to throw it out wide. Got a completion. It's Liam Palmer, and Palmer's still on his feet. A flag does come in. So we've got a penalty marker down, most likely against the Lakers. Let's check it.
Already 2 penalties early on in this game. Only been 4 plays ran, and half of them have come with some laundry on the field. Refs are discussing it here, looking like it's going to be likely a hold on the offense.
Yep. So it's holding against the Lakers. That's going to back them up a little bit, Jared.
Yeah, and this is a bit of what we saw, week 1 against St. Francis was the penalties were really, their worst enemy, along with some special teams error. But, special teams, it is important, but, you don't see those guys as much as on the field as the offense. And the offense came with a lot of laundry, and the laundry is starting early. It's just first drive, and, we don't want to jump the gun yet, but 1st and 20 is not really the way you want to start the drive.
1st and 20 back from their own 36. Sheehan rolling to his left. Got a man in the flats. It was intended there for Brecken Nerg. Red Devils get the first down stop. We'll get our clock adjusted here as we look like things are starting to settle in a little bit better from the streaming standpoint. So appreciate you being patient with us. As the Lakers break the huddle, they send 3 receivers down to the bottom of the formation. 2nd and 20. The handoff up the middle, and the Red Devil defense is all over that one, Jared. First guy in there was Griffin Boyer.
Yeah, but I like to see how there was a lot of other guys piling on there. You saw at the end, the quarterback actually, number 8, William Webb, diving onto the pile to make sure that there was no escape for the Lakers.
And this one's punted away, bouncing and bouncing down to the 25-yard line, where eventually the Red Devils will down it. Hunter Whiteford actually, inside the 20. So a nice job on special teams by the Red Devils to get that one down. And that'll force the Lakers now on their second offensive possession here, Jared. Both defenses holding firm with each team having a chance to possess the ball.
Yeah, penalties have really been the killer on both those drives for the offenses. So a clean drive, no penalties, no laundry on the field. You could expect some scores, but, if the sloppy play is going to continue with these, quick offensive drives.
And here's the second chance opportunity now for Sheehan and company for the Lakers. He's going to turn and hand this one off, up the middle, cutting it back, bouncing off a couple of tacklers and picking up first down yardage for the Lakers is Sam Dykstra.
Yeah, and you see right there, number 4, Max Beal, welcome sight back in this East Jordan lineup. He missed the last game with an undisclosed injury we are not sure of, but glad to see him back on the field. He's going to be making plays on both sides of the ball for this East Jordan team, and that is number 4, in case you guys are curious.
Red Devil fans are happy to have Beal back, as we now have seen the first down of the game, courtesy by the Lakers and Sam Dykstra. Robinson's got a pass complete over the middle in the flats. Another first down for the Lakers. This is Liam Palmer, and he's wrestled down by a host of Red Devils. First Red Devil in there on the stop was Garrison Henry, number 15, the sophomore for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and interesting to see that Parker Robinson taking some snaps there versus the senior quarterback, Sheehan. I don't know if there's an injury on hand or maybe they just like to run different packages out of that, but that's something to watch right there. As we see, actually, Sheehan is back under the helm for this first down.
So Glen Lake will rotate those quarterbacks. It's one of those things you need to keep an eye out and monitor if you're a Red Devil defender, as Sheehan's going to take this direct quarterback-designed run, and he's going to run right into the arms of Thomas Mayhew for the Red Devils, accompanied by Garrison Henry again. So Red Devil linebackers now starting to figure out, hey, when they switch quarterbacks and it's Sheehan in there, it's more than likely going to be a quarterback running look.
Yeah, it seems to have a little bit more of the athleticism at the quarterback position, but, we haven't seen him really throw the ball yet, so it's hard to see, who is the better thrower. But, good start so far for the offense. I think the defense here.
I think more defenses have been more impressive so far, Jared.
This drive for the Lakers has been quite impressive. It's only taken them about 2 plays to get first downs on this drive. Wonder if hopefully penalties will keep this drive going for them. And
here's the inside handoff, bouncing it out to the right side, off tackle, first down yardage into Red Devil territory for the Lakers is Fletcher Middleton. Let's go ahead and take another look at that one, Jared.
Yeah, that was a really strong run there on second down. We're going to see him break away to the right side and absorb some contact there by Max Beal for an extra couple yards.
So the ball is actually not into Red Devil territory, right at midfield. So neither team having possession of the ball in the other team's territory so far in this one. So let's see if this Red Devil defense can hold firm here as the Lakers have it. They've got now 3 first downs on this current possession. There's a low snap. Sheehan's going to throw it out in the flat. He's got a completion on the near side to Brecken Nerg. He breaks a tackle down the sideline. Nerg pushed out of bounds by Henry, but not before a gain of 30 yards.
Wow, and one thing that we're going to go see the replay here real quick, and this is something we saw week 1 was some missed snaps, and right there Sheehan making a great play, snap wouldn't know, getting it out to Nerg for a nice sizable gain for about 30 yards there.
Yeah, the ball was originally at midfield, now it's at the 20. Lakers officially in the red zone now with under 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. This quarter's been going by very fast as both teams hadn't had many incompletions or stoppages of plays So far, just 2 penalties in the game. As Robinson's now back under center or in the shotgun. He's going to turn and scramble. Slips through 2 defenders, still on his feet. Eventually tripped up there by Thomas Mayhew, actually, and Wyatt Dion there on the stop for the Red Devils.
Yeah, they're going to give him about 5 yards on that play. And, 5 yards every play, recipe for success, Charles. And as we get into the red zone, the Scott Hansen area of the field, we're going to see if they're going to punch this one in. I think so far their drive, as long as there's no penalties, my money is on a Laker touchdown here.
Lakers are going to send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Sheehan back in the pistol. He's going to hand this one off, breaking through the defense. Dragging defenders is Fletcher Middleton. And Fletcher Middleton is down right near the 5-yard line. They got him just outside the 5.
Yeah, and Charles, he wanted that touchdown right there. He was willing to drag a Red Devil defender in there if he had to, but he couldn't shake the defender, and then the secondary help came in to finally bring him down for the Red Devils.
So it's 1st and goal now from the 6-yard line for the Lakers after that nice run there by Fletcher Middleton. Robinson back in, hands to Middleton. Middleton trying to find his way, slipping through tackles. He's down at about the 6-inch line. A 5-yard carry on the play.
Wow, and I think they know that he wants this touchdown real bad. He's really running hard, and I would be surprised if anyone but number 5 gets the ball here on 2nd in just a few inches.
Yeah, 2nd and goal from inside the 1-yard line there. Actually, just at the 1-yard line. We're going to keep it right here on this goal line shot as Sheehan and Robinson in the backfield for the Lakers. There's a handoff up the middle, and Middleton scores it for the Laker touchdown. And there's the touchdown for Glen Lake, touchdown for Fletcher Middleton. And the Lakers strike first here on their home turf against the East Jordan Red Devils this drive. Well, it started back inside their own 20-yard line. I believe it was an 83-yard touchdown drive for the Lakers, and they cap it off with the Middleton touchdown plunge from 1 yard out. Here's a swinging gate, and they throw it incomplete. 2-point conversion is good to Toby Bradford. Let's bring back this formation, Jared, because this is something that you don't see all the time, where you just got a quarterback and a personal protector, a center. They had 4 men on the line of scrimmage on the far left side of the field, and that's where they threw it, and that's how they got that 2-point conversion. So the Lakers go up 8-0 here over the East Jordan Red Devils, and while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to give a shout-out to the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center. Listen, did you know the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center in East Jordan will serve over 5,000 healthy meals this year to the local community's teens? To learn more about what the Depot Teen Center is doing for our youth, visit them online at ejdepot.org. That's ejdepot.org. Charles Strail along with Jared Stamen here from Glen Lake. And the Lakers marching that one down 83 yards. Earlier on in the first possession the Lakers had, the Red Devil defense had some answers for them. This time the Lakers got out in space. They were able to get a couple different chunk plays. What do the Red Devils need to do now, Jared, to answer back?
They just got to stay on schedule and really make sure there's no laundry on the field. The flags are really were the killer for both teams on their first offensive drive, and no flags on the second drive for the Lakers, and you saw them score, and I think that same recipe would work for the East Jordan Red Devils. But I want to comment real quick on that play, the 2-point conversion. I think the only time I've ever seen that formation run was actually the Colts ran it a couple years ago against the Patriots, and it didn't work out too great for them. Lakers figured out a way to make it work, it seems.
Here's a high kick fielded at the 23-yard line, bringing it out of there for the Red Devils is Wyatt Pinney. And Pinney makes his way out to the 33, so a 10-yard return for Pinney, and that's where Beal and company will set up shop here on their second possession of the game. Jared, you talked about it. East Jordan staying on schedule. They had that false start penalty, pushed them back 5 yards, and then they got Brady Wilson involved in the passing game. But I think right now they might have to continue passing so they can set up the run Glen Lake really crowding the line of scrimmage, making it more and more hard for the Red Devils to try to get Max Beal and Will Webb established on the ground. We'll see here as Webb is going to hand off up the middle, and a monstrous stop in there by the interior of the Laker defensive line. Hunter Bright was able to swallow up the Red Devil ball carrier for about a 1-yard gain. And Hunter Bright, he's a big dude.
Oh, yeah. There's a few of those on that Laker defensive line. And you're going to see, I think the best way is to swing it out to Brady Wilson. Kind of as you said, the screenplay, it worked for the Lakers. They got 30 yards on the pass to Nerg. I think that the Devils should try and copy that a little bit.
Will Webb takes the high snap. He's throwing deep down the far sideline. He's got an open man, and it was overshot for Max Beal running down the seam. Let's take another look at that one, Jared, because Beal had the defense beat like a drum. They're just going to motion him over into the slot and bring him right down the seam, and overshot by about 5 yards. But that would have been a touchdown if Webb's able to put a little more air underneath that one to let Beal run underneath it. So nonetheless, it makes it 3rd and 9 here for East Jordan. This is a critical play here early on in this game, as they're going to spread the field, twins to the top and bottom of the formation. Webb takes the snap, looking to throw. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, throws it over the middle. It's complete. Nice play and catch from Beal to Curtis Crawford, and that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, great job by Webb keeping his eyes downfield, and that's one of the things I will always give him credit for. For a guy who has the athletic ability to go scramble down the field for 20 yards, he does a great job keeping his eyes downfield, finding the open man. I would have no idea that this is this young man's first time playing quarterback in high school.
Well, technically it's 4th game playing quarterback,
First
right?
season, I guess I should say.
So that was a monumental first down there and 3rd down conversion for East Jordan. They didn't want to punt the ball back. Now they can kind of get their feet underneath them and feel some positive vibes here as they got it 1st and 10 from their own 45. Webb's going to pitch this one to Beal. Beal makes one man miss in the backfield, and then he runs in to Owen Vershav, but a late flag coming in late. And I think this one will go against the Lakers for ripping the helmet off of Max Beal. Let's go ahead and take another look at the end of this run here, Jared. As you see Beal going into the pile, the Lakers are going to pull off his helmet.
Yeah, and you'll take those 15 yards. Any mistakes that the defense makes, you're very happy to take advantage of them.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there's a personal foul face mask against the Lakers. So that'll give the Red Devils 15 yards from the spot of the foul. And we saw it here first. Anytime the helmet gets ripped off, officials are going to err on the side of caution, which they should. And the Red Devils now set up in Laker territory for the first time at the Laker 41-yard line, as we've got another stoppage here as these officials are trying to determine where the ball should be placed. I think they're determining if it should be 15 yards from the spot of the foul or 15 yards from the line of scrimmage for East Jordan. Either way, it's pretty close to the same distance because Beal was stopped right around the line of scrimmage when that penalty occurred, Jared. So
right.
It's not a big margin in yardage that they're going back and forth over right now, but I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to get it right.
Yeah, they're trying to do their job to the best ability that they can, just like these young men out here and the coaches on the sideline. And they're trying to see. I personally would think it really is not a big deal, like you said. And it's probably no more than a yard forward or backwards. And I think East Jordan is just happy to take those 15 yards, whether it's 14.5 or 15.5. They're just happy to have some free yards from the defense.
Well, we have an opportunity to do so. We'll do it after this play. Looks like the Red Devils are now ready for the whistle, but still getting some direction from the officials. And now we are ready for play as the Red Devils are looking over to the sideline, getting some offensive information signaled in from their play caller. 55 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. If you're just now joining us, Both teams went 3 and out on their opening possession. The Lakers got it back for their second chance and went 83 yards all the way down for a touchdown. Here's Wilson in motion. It's Webb on the keeper. He slips through a tackle, still on his feet. Will Webb down the sideline. Will Webb eventually dragged down at the 15-yard line, but not before a nice gain of 31 yards. Will Webb and Red Devils are set up first and goal.
Yeah, that was an immaculate run by the quarterback right there, showing, some of his athletic ability and his use of legs. It looked like right there, there was one guy there, I believe it was number 6, Kingston Palmer, that brought him down finally, but he almost broke that last tackle. I think he was seeing those pylons, and that was where his eyes were set.
And nice play in the backfield, some eye candy. They brought Brady motion and jet motion, and the Red Devils were able to pull that guard and get Webb open down the sideline. His handoff up the middle to Max Beal. He's going to trudge his way through the Laker defensive line, where he's eventually brought down by number 51, Dominic Stein.
Yeah, and that defensive line for the Lakers is going to be a real tough matchup for the center guard combo for the Devils, but so far it's been doing pretty good.
So we're going to most likely step aside here as the Red Devils are going to take this one down to the end of the first quarter. A good first quarter here from Glen Lake. Red Devils down 8-0, but marching, and the ball on the 15-yard line when we come back. Second quarter after this, you're watching Red Devil football here on Next Level Broadcasting.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week and our new Becoming You homeschool support program 3 days a week, we are always looking for passionate people to join our Depot volunteer family. Simply visit ejdepot.org/volunteer to discover how you can make a difference in the lives of our teens.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Broadcast. All right, welcome back in. It's now the second quarter. Red Devils on the move. They've got it on the Laker 15-yard line. This drive started at the Red Devil 33-yard line. They've picked up a multiple first downs. They were aided with a 15-yard penalty against the Lakers, but right now East Jordan looking to get on the board here at the beginning moments of this second quarter. Will Webb next to Max Beal. He's going to roll to his right. Webb rolling, evading a tackle, and he's sacked. Brought down by Parker Robinson for a 7-yard loss. That'll move the Red Devils back to the 22-yard line. Just nothing came open downfield, Jared.
No, I like, I kind of mentioned it earlier, Webb, with some of those veteran cues, even though this is his first season. But right there, you'd like to see him try to throw it away. Taking a 6 to 7 yard loss on second down is going to make this 3rd and 16, a lot harder than it needed to be.
Right, Red Devils likely need another 8 to 10 yards to feel comfortable in field goal range, I would imagine. But let's see what they've got dialed up here on 3rd and long. Webb looking to throw, moving in the pocket. Now he's going to step up, and he's stepped up and sacked. Brought down by Griffin Dilly. Number 55 for the Lakers, and back-to-back sacks now puts the ball at the 26-yard line. So East Jordan now with it, decision-making time. And, Jared, this was a really good-looking drive, just kind of mitigated there by this Glen Lake Laker pass rush.
Yeah, on that 3rd down, I saw Parker Robinson on a delayed blitz. He was picked up by Max Beal, but at that point the pocket had just collapsed and Webb was going down. But 4th and 21 here. They're going to decide to go for it. They've got some playmakers. Yep. Look for number 18 is probably going to be the target for Webb.
Webb looking to throw. Lakers bring pressure. Webb is now stepping up and is getting dropped. Ball comes out late, but progress was blown dead, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Laker defense comes through with 3 consecutive sacks, but right now East Jordan is also going to be looking like they have an offensive lineman shaken up, and that's Wyatt Dion, who is favoring his right leg a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on Wyatt here on this defensive possession. Laker defense comes through.
Stepping up in the red zone, which is, bend but not break defense, is going to get you a lot of wins here in high school football with the field goal not being as likely as a chance.
Sheehan back in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. Ball's on the deck. And, whoo. And Caden Sheehan almost had that one fall right into the hands of the Red Devils deep within their own territory. Glen Lake Lakers fortunate to get back on that football.
Yeah, that would have been very huge for the momentum right there. They might have been able to scoop that in for a score, but thankfully for the Lakers, Sheehan got right back on top of that. And I did see Wyatt Pinney kind of limping off the field.
He's heading over to the training bench to get some attention from the Red Devil training staff over there. Here's 2nd and 15 now after the 5-yard loss on the play. Red Devils with 4 down defensive linemen. Handoff up the middle to Middleton, and Middleton bounces it off tackle, but we do have a penalty marker down thrown at the Laker 27-yard line here. So we'll check the hanky and see what the penalty is. Jared, it looked like it's in the area of a hold.
Yeah, I think that this might be going back, and that's really kind of been the only thing that's so far been stopping this team is this Glen Lake Laker offense has been their, just these common mistakes, the holding calls, right there, the snap that, or the fumble that came out of Sheehan's hands for a 5-yard loss.
Yep, so it is a flag against the Lakers, so that will back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Initially, the refs looked like they had it marked at the 24-yard line, so if my math is correct, this ball should be spotted at the 14 now.
Again, some discussion from the boys in stripes.
They're marking it where the penalty happened and occurred at the 26. So they'll mark this now at the 16-yard line. So nonetheless, it'll be 2nd and 24 for Glen Lake. And if the Red Devils can get a stop here, that would be monumental.
Yeah, on that last offensive drive, the 3 sacks that went against the Lakers got on the Devils really played the momentum back in the Lakers' favor, and they could take it back right here with a 3-and-out stop.
Trips to the top of the screen for Robinson. He's looking to throw. He's got a completion over the middle, and it's complete to Liam Palmer. Palmer was brought down right away by Max Beal for the Red Devils, so that'll leave the Lakers with a little more manageable 3rd and 15, but nice sure-handed tackle there by Beal in the Red Devil secondary.
Yeah, you're going to see Beal not only, taking the carries at running back, but also from the kind of the safety and linebacker spot, kind of like a Cam Chancellor role if you're familiar with those Legion of Boom back in the 2010s.
Some of our viewers might have not been born in 2010, Jared, so we'll have to educate them later on. But right now, the Lakers 3rd and 15. Robinson in the pistol formation. Twins to the top and bottom. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to get a block, turn it up the field, and he's got a 1st down. What a play by Parker Robinson on the design quarterback keeper. Picks up 16 when he needed 15, and that is a huge play. Let's take another look at it, Jared.
Yeah, and as we kind of mentioned earlier, they do run 2 quarterbacks, Sheehan seeming to be the more run-heavy one. So on a 3rd and 15, you have Robinson in there. The defense thinks, oh, this is for sure a pass. The play call right there was really ingenious from Jesse Smith, and I don't think East Jordan thought at all that was going to be a read option or the quarterback had a chance to take that ball for 16 yards and a 1st down.
So the Lakers able to dig themselves out of an early hole there on that possession and get a fresh set of downs. They send trips to the top of the formation. Sheehan looking to throw. Now he's going to scramble. Red Devils with good containment, but now Sheehan's coming back to our side. and is eventually brought down by a couple of Red Devils. Sheehan looking for the 50-yard line, and he's tackled right at midfield. First Red Devil in on the play was Trace Weinkoop and Landon Spear.
Yeah, Weinkoop, another one of those guys. We mentioned Max Beal a lot, but Trace Weinkoop, we can't undersell his importance for this offense as well, or this defense as well. I mean, offensively as well, but defensively, you'll see his name fly around a lot from that cornerback position.
Ball right at midfield now for the Glen Lake Lakers. This drive was backed up all the way to their own 16-yard line. And this one's handed off up the middle to Sam Dykstra. Dykstra spun down, but will pick up a first down. Tackle made by Thomas Matthew.
And this Laker offense is going to continue just trying to win in the trenches. That is the strong suit. They've got some, like we've mentioned a few times, some real units out there, and they're going to try and use them to the best ability to, win in the trenches and just get 4 to 5 yards, a pop, and get down to the end zone for 6 points.
Had the first down by about half the length of the football. Now into East Jordan Red Devil territory. Ball at the 48-yard line. Robinson now in the pistol formation. He's going to keep it, and he's brought down for a loss. Dion gets the TFL, 4 yards.
Yeah, and earlier this drive, we did see him injured, as we're going to replay this real quick. And he's coming in there and making a big stop on, as the Lakers start to get some momentum there. He's going to say, Parker Robinson, you're going to go down for 4-yard loss there.
And a nice play made by Wyatt Dion. Good to see him back on the field after he was shaken up after that most recent Red Devil offensive possession. But, Jared, I don't know if he's fully healthy, but he looked fully capable there.
Hey, if he's good enough to make that play, the coach is going to keep him in, Charles.
2nd and 14 now for Robinson. He's going to motion Palmer. And there's a handoff up the middle, and another stop made by this East Jordan defensive line. It was Sam Dykstra. He got about maybe 2 yards before he was absolutely tattooed by Levi Bunker.
Yeah, Levi Bunker, one of the sophomores on this varsity East Jordan squad, making a great play there, showing why he's playing up to the varsity level.
And now another 3rd and long for Glen Lake. The Red Devils looking to get out of this, force a punt. They will also receive the third quarter kickoff. So maybe an opportunity for the Red Devils to double dip if they're able to get some points on the board. But first of all, you got to force the punt here. You got to also look out for the hard count, Jared. It's very much in play here as Robinson in the pistol looking to throw. Pocket is decaying. Over the middle, it's complete. And the Lakers have a first down into the hands of Kingston Palmer, tackled at the Red Devil 35-yard line for a gain of 15 yards on 3rd and 12.
Yeah, he just kept those legs moving there, Charles. And I remember in our Week 1 matchup when I was watching these two teams warm up, Kingston Palmer just looks like such an athlete out there. He's one of those guys where it doesn't matter if he's doing a drill. He's still giving it 110% effort. Real football guy out there making a great play, getting open for his quarterback on 3rd down.
So far this game, it's been the story of 3rd down conversion so far. And this drive specifically.
Yeah, 2 big ones.
3rd and 12 and a 3rd and 16, both converted by the Lakers. Sheehan's back in the game. Middleton behind him in the pistol. Middleton gets the carry. He's bouncing it out left. Is through a couple tackles. Down inside the 20. Brought down at the 11-yard line eventually by Brady Wilson. But a nice run there by Middleton to set the Lakers up at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he was throwing out that stiff arm there. William Webb tried to come up there and make the tackle, and he just said no, sir. He threw out that right arm and got another 15 yards right there.
And when Middleton's able to bounce it outside like that, the contain wasn't there, and Middleton found the lane and was able to exploit it. Glen Lake now sending 3 receivers down to the near side of the screen into the wide side of the formation. Sheehan is in the pistol. He's going to hand this one off to Dykstra. Dykstra is able to get his way to the 10-yard line before he's met by Griffin Boyer.
Yeah, I think Dykstra is going to be the main guy they're going to look for here, number 11, to just try and punch it in here. At the same time, though, Fletcher Middleton can definitely make a play. Number 5 and 11 are the two guys, primarily the targets in the backfield.
Yep, and you also
especially
gotta,
in the red zone.
Got to also look out for Kingston and Liam Palmer right now. If you're the Red Devil defensive backs, they might try to sneak one of them out on a play action. Let's see what the Lakers have here. Sheehan takes the snap, but we've got a false start penalty against the Lakers.
This could be really nice for the Red Devils. Good break right here.
And indeed, it is a false start versus the Lakers, so that'll back them up 5 yards, making it 2nd and 10. They can get a fresh set of downs at the Red Devil 3-yard line here. So if East Jordan's able to make a defensive stand, it would be monumental because they'll get the ball back and they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and this game has just kind of flown by, Charles, as it's only been about 40 minutes, and we're getting talking about second half already.
Robinson back in the pistol formation with Dykstra behind him. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Robinson looking to throw. Pocket is starting to – oh, man, there's a nice block there. And Robinson still scrambling, eventually brought down by Trace Weinkoop. But Red Devil fans were looking for a block in the back. But the official there says that Dominic Stein had a nice clean block on Wyatt Dion.
Yeah, this the pocket's been decaying, but these quarterbacks, you've been using their athleticism to escape out there and find open guys down the field or use their legs to pick up first downs.
Do want to make note, really good open field tackle by Trace Weinkoop there to prevent Robinson from picking up more yardage. He more than likely scores if Weinkoop doesn't make that stop. Sheehan back as the quarterback. He's going to roll to his right. This is a design keeper, and breaking this one up in the backfield are the Red Devils. First Red Devil in there was, I believe, Mayhew. Let's take a look at this one again, Jared. Yeah, that's Mayhew. What a play there by Thomas Mayhew.
Yeah, Mayhew just mauling down Bellinger there, the left guard, and getting in the backfield for a really big third down stop. They lost about, 8 yards on that play, Charles?
And the Lakers are going for it here, or it appears like they are. Sheehan with Middleton behind him. Actually, now they're lining up in the shotgun formation. One receiver to the bottom of the screen. That's Kingston Palmer. Sheehan looking to throw. Red Devils playing zone coverage. It's over the middle, and it's incomplete. Nice defense by Max Beal, so the Red Devils force the turnover on downs and keep the Lakers off the board.
Yeah, really big stop there by the Red Devils. Their offense got stopped in the red zone on their last drive, and the defense comes back with a stop for themselves. Really big, keeping this a one-score game, and as you mentioned, getting the ball at half too, potentially can go down here, maybe get 6 points, and they could take the lead going into halftime.
So far this game, the storylines, or I should say the cliff notes, has been what's happened on third down. That play there by Mayhew was a huge third down play, and the Red Devils needed to get a third down play of their own because so far it had been the Lakers making those third down conversions, as this will be an illegal procedure penalty against the Red Devils. They had two men going in motion at the same time. Well, we have an opportunity to do so. I want to give a shout out to EJ. EJ is proud to be a supporter of Red Devil football here on Next Level Broadcasting, making it easy to stay in touch with your hometown team wherever you are. That's EJ. Proud sponsor of Red Devil football here on Next Level Broadcasting. Red Devils with the ball, 1st and 15 from their own 11 after that illegal procedural penalty. If you're just now joining us, they had a great goal line stand as the Lakers had moved it 75 yards. And there's a handoff up the middle, and that is Garrison Henry, who got maybe 1 or 2 yards on that first down tote. Jared, what's the strategy here for both teams? Lakers with 3 timeouts left, Red Devils still with 2, now that it's 2nd and long for East Jordan.
Quite frankly, if I was the Lake Jesse Smith here, I would have called a timeout for the Lakers. After a minimal game on a first and 15, I want the ball back and see if my offense can score a little bit. We're actually going to see a flag get thrown here.
Yeah, we've got a penalty thrown, and it was late after the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was some jawing between the two schools or not.
I believe it was thrown in the direction of Sam Dykstra. It came from the back judge, and both officials are now going to congregate and determine what the ruling is here.
And this could be a really big break for East Jordan. If they could get 15-yard plus here, it opens up the playbook with 1:25, three timeouts. Two timeouts, excuse me. You can see him try to launch it down to Brady Wilson for a score.
And as the Red Devils were backed up behind the chains, if the penalty is enforced against the Lakers, that would give the Red Devils a first down.
And it looks like the Lakers are kind of slowly backing up. I think some of the players think it is on them.
And if it's a personal foul, that would be a 15-yard penalty, and that would give the Red Devils a first down. They need to get to the 31-yard line. And we see some officials now coming over to talk to Sam Dykstra, and they're going to waive the penalty off. So no penalty on the play, and we'll get ready for second down. So an unusual sequence of events transpiring right before our very eyes here on this 2nd and 15 for East Jordan.
Yeah, I'm sure a warning was in order for Dykstra, so watch to see if he's going after any players or if any players are going after him, trying to see if they can get the refs to throw another flag.
We're still waiting for the ready for play.
Been a couple interesting moments so far in the game. Officials have had to do a couple meetings in this first half to make sure they get the call and the spot right. And so I think this is the third time we've had a substantial stoppage in play.
Yeah, this game was moving along at a swift pace. Now it's come to a screeching halt.
Sure has, Charles.
And I think we're finally ready for this 2nd and 15. As Will Webb takes the high snap, he's got the design keeper, and Will Webb is going to make his way out to the 19-yard line.
And it looks like a timeout has been taken from the defense here. The Lakers taking a timeout with 1:15 left on the clock, trying to see if they can potentially get the ball back here and put some more points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, definitely something that the Lakers, we talked about their strategy here before halftime. They want to preserve as much clock as possible to leave themselves with an opportunity to score some points here before the half ends. East Jordan, like I said, will receive the second half kick. So that makes a difference here. The game within the game.
Oh, there sure is. It always is a chess match between both the coaches, watching each other in film and trying to put what you see into film into practice.
Well, one of the things that you can count on so far and always is the Charlevoix State Bank. During a time of mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the founders of Charlevoix State Bank saw a need for a truly local bank focused on the community and strong customer relationships. Those values continue to drive them today as they're proud to support local Charlevoix County schools like East Jordan Red Devils. And that's why they're proud to be a partner of Red Devil football here on Next Level Broadcasting. That is our friends at the Charlevoix State Bank. Charles Strail, Jared Stamen here with 1:15 left to go in this first half. 8-0 Glen Lake Lakers. They scored on their second possession of the game. It was an 83-yard touchdown drive that put the Lakers ahead. It was a 1-yard touchdown by Fletcher Middleton. Right now, East Jordan trying to pick up a big first down and long right now. Otherwise, the Lakers holding out hope to get the ball back here before the end of this second quarter. It'll be Will Webb, and he'll have two receivers to the top and bottom of the formation. He'll look back to throw, throwing deep over the middle, and he's got a completion to Max Beal. Max Beal hit the seam route. Max Beal can fly. 10-5, touchdown, Red Devils. Put it on the board, 82-yard touchdown pass. Max Beal from Will Webb.
Wow, wow, wow.
Take a look at that. You see that ball? Beautiful ball. And Beal can fly. And you saw it there from the field level angle. And that's exactly how you drew it up. Interesting enough, Jared, they got that same matchup earlier in the first quarter, and they missed it.
Yeah, they sure did.
This time they didn't.
No, that was a throw on the money from Webb. I cannot speak highly enough about that kid right there. That was a beautiful throw, hitting Max Beal in stride, and Max Beal just has that next level speed, and he was not going to be caught right there. Definitely can feel, see how impactful Max Beal is for this East Jordan offense.
Especially when you get him matched out on a linebacker or against zone coverage, and he just ran that seam route. Will Webb makes a nice catch on that high snap. Now he's going to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was intended there for, I believe, did you see that intended target there, Jared? Let's run this one back, see if we can pick this one up. I think it was Wilson, but I'm not entirely sure. But
I think it might have actually been Inigo Knopf, actually, potentially trying to, a name we don't call too much, trying to get him involved on a 2-point play, throw off the defense. And he was open there, throw a little bit off. He just couldn't quite ring it in there. And the East Jordan Red Devils are going to still be down 2 points, but a huge swing of momentum for this Red Devil team with the 6 points before half.
You want to talk about a lightning bolt to a team's morale, because the Lakers had taken timeouts hoping to get the ball back. Well, now they're getting the ball back, but they're only up 2. So we've got ourselves a football game here, people, and we knew we would have that game. It just took a little bit for the Red Devils to get the matchup that they wanted, and that matchup is Max Beal in space.
Yeah, a special player right there.
Now you got to be alert here on this kickoff. The Red Devils have shown the propensity to be a little cheeky with some of their kickoffs. So let's see what they opt to do here. It'll be Boyer and Dion lining up together. See who takes it, and it's a kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And so this will be an illegal procedure penalty on the Red Devils. The Lakers will get this with relatively nice starting field position as the chain gang comes up and moves this one forward. It'll be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Charles, I'm curious to what your thoughts are. Do you think by chance there was any sort of hesitation from this special teams after what happened last week at the end of the game with that kick, just kicking out of bounds and guaranteeing the spot of the ball?
Yeah, and actually they're going to decline the penalty and make East Jordan re-kick this one, Jared. So the Lakers right now opting to tee it up again and see if they can further improve their starting field position here. So let's see what the Red Devils opt to do here. If it goes out of bounds, they're going to get good starting field position. Why not just go to onside kick and make sure that you can ensure the returner is tackled, or you get the onside kick yourself. So let's see what they opt to do here with 1 minute, 2 seconds left to go after that 82-yard touchdown pass from Will Webb to Max Beal. Red Devils kicking off. This is another kick. It's going to bounce at the 25 and take a nice hop. Fielded right there by the Lakers, turning up the sideline, and staying on his feet is Palmer. And Liam Palmer's brought down at the Red Devil 48-yard line. So a 28-yard return there by Palmer, and that's where the Lakers will set up shop with 55 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, Palmer saw the green grass there and was trying to do anything he could to get out of there. Broke about 2 to maybe even 3 tackles there. Finally tripped up there around the 52-yard line. But, hey, with 55 seconds left.
52-yard line?
Oh, excuse me. 48-yard line. Yeah,
that'll make the reel.
Yeah, considering a guy who loves football like myself, 52-yard line should be a no-brainer, right?
I once made a 52-yard field goal.
I don't know, Charles. I don't know if I believe that if there's no film.
Here we go. Trips to the top of the screen for the Lakers. Sheehan in the pistol. He's going to look to throw, drop him back. We got a penalty marker down. This will be a hold. Sheehan's going to break, contain, and eventually drag down by Griffin Boyer. But we've got a hanky down thrown at the Laker 48-yard line. So this will be coming back.
Yeah, and, really got away with one right there because this is one of, I don't know, maybe the fourth or fifth time we've seen the quarterback for the Lakers. Doesn't really matter if it's Parker Robinson or Sheehan, break the contain and, get 5 to 10, 15 yards out of the contain. So this is something you're going to want to watch in the second half. If East Jordan can start containing and closing them in the pocket, kind of like the Lakers have done with Webb, seeing if they can, it's a halftime adjustment to, keep an eye on.
Yep, certainly will be. So the Lakers with 45 seconds left to go in this first half will have it 1st and 20. And they're going to hand this one off to Dykstra. Dykstra is out at midfield, and that was a big-time hit that Dykstra took there. It was Max Beal and Garrison Henry on the stop.
Interesting. The Lakers opting to take a timeout there. Charles on an 8-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 50-yard line. 30 seconds left, one timeout. You think they're really trying to see if they can take a shot there, Charles?
They might be. I mean, they certainly have lost momentum in this game. East Jordan will receive the third quarter kick. So if you're Glen Lake right now, you do want to put the pedal down trying to regain some of that momentum because East Jordan certainly gained it back with that 82-yard touchdown pass from Beal to Webb.
Yeah, they sure
or
did.
Other way, Webb to Beal.
Yeah, and one thing, that I'm not too sure of, and I'm not sure if you know as well, but their confidence in their field goal kicker, they could be like, we get to the 25-yard line, we're taking that timeout, and we feel confident that we can get 3 more points here on the board.
I'm going to beg to differ on that one, Jared, because we saw the Laker offense line up to go for it on 4th and 6 or 4th and 10 from their own 16-yard line, and they didn't opt to go for the field goal there. So I'm going to say that the Lakers aren't super confident in their field goal unit as they've got 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. Robinson back in at quarterback, and he's breaking the pocket, but the Red Devils do a nice job in getting him down for a sack. Thomas Mayhew in there to thwart that play, and we've got a timeout taken. And Glen Lake's taking their last timeout now.
Yeah, and Mayhew, just such a dog out there, just a trench monster on offensively, getting the pushes for Max Beal, and defensively made a play on the last drive on a 3rd down, making it a 4th and 11, and right here, snuffing them up for the sack. Believe that might be the first sack for the East Jordan Red Devils.
Actually, I mean, I would consider the play that Mayhew made on 4th down or 3rd down. It was like 3rd and 10 on their own goal or near their goal line. Mayhew got in the backfield, and it was a designed run. So whether you call that a sack or a tackle for loss, it's up to you. But Mayhew has been a force to be reckoned with, wreaking havoc in that offensive backfield so far on the Lakers side of the ball, and that's really saying a lot because this Glen Lake offensive line prides themselves on keeping their quarterbacks up and able to read the defense. But this 4-man front for East Jordan getting the job done so far.
Yeah, number 55 from that defensive tackle spot, Mayhew has just been a monster living in the backfield.
22 seconds remaining now for Sheehan and company. We got a flag thrown. This will be a false start on the Lakers, and Sheehan is brought down by Will Webb after about a 6-yard gain. Actually 4 yards on the play. But even though that's a penalty marker, it still did take 6 seconds off the clock, so the amount of time remaining for East Jordan to do something here in the waning moments of this second quarter, not a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty negligible. You think if they do end up punting the ball here, East Jordan is going to be pretty content with their last 82-yard bomb and getting the ball at half, just trying to, stay healthy, not do anything too crazy, and just get the halftime adjustments ready.
So it's a false start penalty against the Lakers. And let's see what East Jordan elects to do here. They're going to elect to enforce the penalty. Actually, false start penalty against the Red Devils. And they're trying to get the clock set back to 16 seconds. or 22 seconds. So my mistake there by putting the cart before the horse. I definitely thought there was some movement there on this side of the formation, and I thought it was going to be called against Kingston Palmer, but it's actually called against the Red Devils on the line of scrimmage. So it's 4th and 16. Lakers need the Red Devil 38-yard line for the first down.
And if I'm the Lakers here, I'm just going to punt this ball. Oh, actually, it is 3rd and 16, not 4th down.
You're right, because they
accepted the penalty.
They accepted the penalty, so there was no play there.
3rd and 16, though, we've seen them convert that a couple times so far this game. So, I don't think they're feeling too confident here. See what they got. One timeout left.
This is Sheehan rolling to his left, looking for a man, and he's brought down in the backfield. Red Devils on the hunt, and that one is Inigo Koff.
Yeah, I believe the first guy to get there actually was Mayu. Unsurprisingly, he has just been an absolute monster so far in this game, just living in the backfield.
And now we've got a timeout taken by the East Jordan Red Devils, Jared, because they're thinking, hey, maybe we can get the ball back with 5 seconds left, and we've seen their ability to have big plays and hit them when they need them most. So if you're Adam Grabowskis right now in the Red Devils, first and foremost, you've responded here in this game after going down 8-0.
Yeah. And, who knows what they've got in their playbook. They might have some of these, plays set in of like, hey, we've got 10 seconds left. We can just run one play. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Get your bunt down the field, and we're going to chuck it to you. And Webb's got a beautiful spiral. He can throw it pretty far and accurately. So with some of the speed they've got, I think that they have a chance to score some points here, and they feel confident that they potentially could do that. But at the same time, 12 seconds left, you get the ball at half. No need to do anything silly and potentially throw a pick or throw a pick six at the worst.
Red Devils will receive that third quarter kickoff. So right now, if they can force this punt, which it looks like they're about to do, get the ball in the third quarter, have an opportunity to double dip. We do want to make note that the Red Devils did get the ball down inside the Glen Lake 20, and they had 3 consecutive sacks taken that knocked them out of any type of field goal range early on in that. I believe it was the second drive East Jordan had of the game. Robinson is the quarterback. Line to gain is the Red Devil 38, and Robinson's going to punt this one away. And it's blocked. It's blocked, and the Red Devils have it at the Laker 36-yard line. Let's take another look at that one, Jared.
Yeah, this has been really interesting. They did this punt formation the last time they punted it. And you're going to see here, he just kind of hesitates, and they come in with the block and jump right on the ball.
Yeah, it was Dion and Wyatt Pinney. So the Red Devils will take over from the 35-yard line with 7 seconds left to go. Probably enough for one play. And let's see what they opt to do here, because now the tide has really turned in the favor of East Jordan just before half.
Yeah, and I believe actually they do have one timeout left, so, maybe they could get down really quick.
They send 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Webb, it's a high snap. He's going to have to fall on this one. He's escaping one tackler, now slips through another, wheeling and dealing, throwing it deep down the sideline, and it's out of bounds, intended for Brady Wilson. So even on the last snap of the first half, we've got some great play. Will Webb with the superhero act just to get that ball away after the high snap. So after 2 quarters of play, we've got a 2-point difference between Glen Lake and East Jordan. We should have a wonderful game here for the final 2 quarters of this one. We're going to go ahead and step aside, catch our breath, reload a little bit, and when we come back, we'll have our halftime show here for you, folks. You don't want to go away, because you're watching a great game here on Next Level Broadcasting's coverage of East Jordan Red Devil football, simulcast streaming on YouTube, Next Level Broadcasting Plus, or online, nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll be back after these messages.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th to 12th grade teens. With after-school programming 4 days a week, and our new Becoming You homeschool support program 3 days a week, we are always looking for passionate people to join our Depot volunteer family. Simply visit ejdepot.org/volunteer to discover how you can make a difference in the lives of our teens.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit ejdepot.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Interstructure Interior Design, TVC Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy, and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Orion, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
All right, welcome into the halftime show this evening, presented by the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center and the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. I'm Charles Strail along with Jared Stamen. We had an exciting first half of football between the East Jordan Red Devils and the Glen Lake Lakers. Jared, it was the Lakers that started the scoring off first, but the Red Devils had a counterpunch here in the form of an 83-yard touchdown. Will Webb hooking up with Max Beal, and right now, Uncle Mo, that's momentum on the side.
Looking up here, what were they going to do with the minute 25 on the clock? And they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bomb you down the field. And with their, our weapon that we finally got back this week in Max Beal, they went for the shot in the first quarter.
Yeah.
A little bit overthrown. Second time around, Webb puts it right on the money, and that was a beautiful throw and beautiful catch.
I think what was really impressive earlier on is that play that East Jordan ran to the other side of the formation in the first quarter. They just missed it this time. They dialed it up. It was second and 15, third and 15, whichever. It doesn't matter. It was an 83-yard touchdown pass. So if you can dial that one up again, but it's definitely something that they saw schematically. Maybe the coaches in the booth over here saw that on the iPad and said, hey, when we need to have a big play, we can go back to that. They went empty. Will Webb got great protection from his offensive line. And speaking of this, we talked about it in the pregame show, which offense or defensive line was going to control the line of scrimmage. I thought on the touchdown drive the Lakers had, they were really starting to make East Jordan feel them. Right. But then, just like that, the Red Devil defensive line woke up. Thomas Mayhew, man, he's been a beast here, especially in that second quarter, making big-time plays. Had a 3rd and 16 stop, and it was down inside the red zone. The Lakers had been moving the ball. They had it started on their own 16-yard line for Glen Lake. They'd moved it all the way down inside the East Jordan 10, and the Red Devils were able to halt the Laker progress on a big-time 4th down stop.
Yeah, both teams so far have had, long, nice drives that got into the red zone, and the defenses have shut it down, except the difference is that the Lakers are 1-2 in the red zone, where the Devils, they're 0-1, but it doesn't matter if you can strike from any point in the field.
Sure, and that's one of the key points that we'll look for this second half, because which team's going to be able to strike from close in, or which team chooses to air it out a little bit. East Jordan opting to do that, and they struck from far away, going with the air attack. And that's a perfect segue in, because this halftime show presented in part by the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. When you want to fly away to potentially get away this fall or winter northern Michigan, look no further than the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, featuring that air attack like the Red Devils just showcased there with that 83-yard connection, Will Webb to Max Beal. We're going to go ahead and step aside. This has been the halftime show presented by the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center and the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Second half coming up after this.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now. Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, welcome back officially. Third quarter about to get underway, as it will be the Red Devils receiving this opening kickoff. It's a pooch kick, and it's fielded at the 22-yard line by the Red Devils. Bringing it out of it is Wyatt Penny. Penny gets a nice cut back and is brought down at the Red Devil 37-yard line, so a 15-yard return for Penny, and that's where Webb and company will set up shop on their first possession of the second half.
And Devils here after halftime. It was a pretty hefty halftime. Curious to see, what the coach has, drafted up here, if they've got any money plays, if they saw something they liked in the first half they didn't get to really utilize here. And kind of second half, bit of a fresh start after a 30-minute break, Charles.
Yeah, Red Devils with one man in motion. That's Brady Wilson. Webb's going to keep it, try to burrow his way into the left side of the offensive line. Maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage where he was eventually brought down there by Kylan Gallagher. First time we'd call Gallagher's name this evening, and he made a nice play on Webb.
Yeah, he sure did, Charles. And, that's not really the way you want to start a drive coming out of halftime with no yards on the first carry. But, still got potentially 3 downs to make something happen here. No panic, I'm sure, from this Red Devil offense as we're going to see a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 now for the Red Devils. 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation. Webb's going to keep this one. He breaks 1 tackle near the line of scrimmage before he's brought down by Griff Dilly. Caden Sheehan on the stop.
Yeah, maybe getting that yard on that play, and not really the way you want to start. This defensive line for the Lakers is eating up blocks early and letting this East Jordan Red Devils team know it's not going to be easy in the second half to get any runs going.
3rd and 8 now for East Jordan. They're getting their signals in from the sideline. It's Henry and Webb in the backfield, 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Lakers rushing 3, and Webb's going to have it stripped. It's picked up by the Lakers. This is Kylan Gallagher, but the ball was going forward. Let's take another look at this one, Jared. We've got it queued up right here. Here is Will Webb. He's going to roll out to his right. Let's see if this is an incomplete pass or not. He's going to step up in the pocket. Oh, man, Jared, that's close.
Yeah, Charles, it looks like the Devils might have gotten away with one right there.
Let's check this out one more time. We'll go super slow-mo here. What do you see? Ooh.
Charles, I see a fumble recovered by the defense. I'm not going to lie to you right there.
So the Lakers or the Red Devils dodging a bullet there, Jared.
That is a huge bullet to dodge, Charles.
As Webb's going to send this one sky high, and it's going to be fielded at the 32-yard line by the Lakers. This is Brecken Nerg, and Nerg's brought down after about a 5-yard return. So the offense comes out for the Lakers, but the Red Devil drive there, Jared, catching a major break.
Yeah, I mean, after the first 2 plays, I wasn't feeling too great about the play calling, just running up the gut 2 times with Webb, and he does have the athleticism to take it, the whole length of the field, but after the success you had passing the ball and lack thereof running the ball, you'd think they would maybe try to stay away from the run, especially after, this Laker team had a chance to rest their defensive line, but deciding to go right through, and on 3 plays, that defensive line, really showed out.
Let's see if any halftime adjustments were made by the Lakers. Here's a handoff to, oh man, he's running through tackles, still on his feet. What a run by Fletcher Middleton. First contact was made in the backfield by Griffin Boyer, but Middleton, that was an angry run, Jared.
Yeah, he was just seeking contact, trying to run any devil over he saw, and looked like he had a chance, one more tackle, and he was going to be gone to the house. And I think, there might be a little bit more fire under the squad, knowing that potentially they could have just had a fumble 6 taken off the board.
Yeah.
They're going to play with that extra fire, we're going to get our 6 points right back.
It was a clear recovery by Kylan Gallagher, but, hey, the refs are making that call in real time, and that's what they chose to do. Here's a handoff once again to Middleton. He's over the 50-yard line, still rumbling and stumbling into Red Devil territory. A nice pickup there on the tote and a 12-yard carry by Middleton. First down, Lakers.
Yeah, and one thing we saw from the Red Devil defense last week was a little bit of struggling against these hard power backs. Seidelman for the Kalkaska Blazers ended up running for over 150 yards and I believe 2 touchdowns. So they might have saw something on tape here, and I think Singleton's trying to get his Seidelman type of performance tonight.
1st and 10 now from the Red Devil 47-yard line. Go to the Lakers. There's a handoff to Dykstra, and Dykstra is able to elude 2 tackles before he is eventually brought down by Wyatt Pinney, also coming in for the Red Devils on that stop after about a 3, maybe 4-yard pickup on first down for the Lakers.
Yeah, and one of the things that's going to be hard for the Red Devils is, once you take out Middleton, Dykstra's going to come out there with fresh legs and just keep hitting you just as hard. So they're going to keep this 1-2 punch in the backfield going, and it's going to be hard for these Devils to get those guys tired.
And so far for the Lakers, it's been Robinson at quarterback, so they're making an effort to really come out and pound the rock in this first possession of the third quarter. Robinson's handing off to Dykstra. Dykstra working up the middle, down at the Red Devil 41. Give him 2 yards on the carry there, Jared.
You know, after the first couple plays, East Jordan only letting up 5 yards in the last 2. Can't be too upset by that.
So this is a 3rd and manageable for the Lakers. They need to get to the Red Devil 37 for a fresh set of downs. They'll send one receiver to the bottom of the screen. That is Palmer. Robinson behind him with Dykstra. Dykstra is met in the backfield. Nice play by Landon Spear. Let's take another look at that one as Mr. Spear came in there to do his thing. So watch this right inside. Just boom. Gets off his block. Able to bring down Dykstra for a loss on the play. So a 4th down coming up here for the Lakers. Jared, what do you think they're calling here?
You know, it's going to be interesting to see. They've kept them on the ground all this first opening drive of the second half. I think there's a high chance that they do keep it on the ground here, but more than likely I think I'm going to see a swing pass maybe to the left to Dykstra. He's got 3 blockers on the left side, only needs about 6 yards for the first down. That's what I'm banking on right now.
Let's see what they have to do here. Robinson rolling out to his left, looking for the edge. Can't get it. Red Devils make the play on 4th down. Nice pursuit by Wyatt Dion. 56, first Red Devil in there for the stop. Red Devils get the ball back at their own 43.
Yeah, and we're going to watch the replay here, and this is just bouncing back. You know, their offense didn't look that great, potentially almost let up 6 points. Momentum felt heavily on the Lakers' side. Couple big runs to start this opening drive for the Lakers, and then the Devils shut them down right there, getting a very important turnover and setting up them in pretty good field position, Charles.
Jared, what have you seen here that's been the difference between this Red Devil defense this week versus last week versus Kalkaska?
It's really getting in the backfield. You know, Thomas Mayhew, we've called his name all night, wasn't a huge factor as much as he's been tonight last week, and I think you can see that he's fired up from his lack there of a performance last week and making up for it tonight.
Red Devils with 1 H-back, Webb in the gun 2-back position. This is a high snap. Webb able to get back on it. Goes down at the 30-yard line. And the Red Devils now shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. This will be a 2nd and long. Call it 23 yards. Actually 21 yards where they spot the ball at the Red Devil 32-yard line. So, crisis averted, but now you're still back behind the chains, and so far East Jordan, that's been a lot of times happening. You know, they've been behind the chains a lot so far tonight, Jared.
Yeah, and center play, we'll watch this play, and I'll get into my point.
Webb looking to throw this one out in the flat to Webb. He's got a block in front from Dion. There's a nice play made in the flats by the Laker defense, and Max Beal's down, shaken up on the play as it looked like that ball might have come down on his stomach and potentially knocked the wind out of him. Don't want to speculate too much, but nonetheless, the Red Devils get about 7 yards back from that errant first down snap. And they had a nice play. Wyatt Dion had a nice block out in front, Jared, but good pursuit by this Laker defense to track down Beal.
Yeah, in 2nd and 21, it is hard to pick it all back up in one play. 7 yards, making it 3rd and 14, which is a heck of a lot more manageable than 3rd and 21.
Red Devils go empty now. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. High snap, Webb has to corral it. Now he has to make a man miss. He's still up, throws it, and it's completed on the sideline to Wilson. How about that? Using a little toe drag or incomplete on the sideline. It looked like Wilson was almost able to get both feet down, but to no avail.
Yeah, Wilson is a heck of a receiver, and last week we saw a couple times he had a few sideline grabs that were just a touch, and they didn't give him the catch there. Trying to make up for some of the last week blunders there. We both thought he had it, calling it incomplete. And one of the things I was kind of mentioning is when I watched Glen Lake week 1, one of their major flaws was their center. They had a lot of low and high snaps here. Curious to see if we were going to see some of that. Saw some of it in the beginning of the first drive, and now it seems to be affecting East Jordan.
So look at that. They're marking this as a completed catch, Jared.
Wow. From the booth, what I saw.
It was a flag. Excuse me.
Oh.
A personal foul called against the Lakers. So East Jordan's going to get a first down out of it anyway, but that's the second or third penalty on the Lakers that has extended a drive for East Jordan when the Lakers would have most likely got off the field.
Yeah, and like I said, for week 1, the things that really hurt the Lakers team was snaps, special teams, and penalties.
Wilson, the motion man, gets the jet sweep handoff. He gets a block, spins around, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That play was absolutely bombarded by Dominic Stein to shoot that window and try to bring Wilson down on that jet carry. But Wilson is officially brought down for a 1-yard loss. Jared, what do you got to do to kind of get these snaps under control for East Jordan? It's been an issue here the last couple of plays.
Yeah, it seems like if I'm the coach, I want to start running a little bit more under center. Just get that handoff. I mean, those aren't exactly easy, but seems to be a little bit high on the the shotgun snaps. So just a little bit easier with the handoff under center.
Here's Webb in just one back formation. He's going to motion Beal out. It's high snap. Webb has to track it down, looking to throw down the seam. He's got a wide open man to Beal. Beal's got it for a touchdown. Red Devils put it on the board. 49-yard pitch and catch. Webb to Beal. Take another look. Here's a high snap, and he's just got to get rid of this ball, and Max Beal right down the seam again. Webb to Beal, this time for 49 yards.
Yeah, this is the third time we've seen Max Beal just shriek down the field uncovered, and 2 for 3 on hitting him there, and another touchdown on the board for a long bomb for East Jordan.
So this is a pivotal 2-point conversion right now for the Red Devils. They've got to be able to convert this one to make it a 1-possession game. Right now a 4-point advantage as they'll line up for this 2-point try.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them swing it out here.
Webb rolling to his right, throwing it in the flats, got a completion, and the Red Devils get it to Inigo Knopf.
Yeah, and I like that. They've been having a hard time running it up the gut, and that's really what they want to do is run it up the gut.
Here's a replay right there.
Yeah, and as you see, as he gets out there, uses his legs, receiver's wide open there, easy pitch and catch for the 2-point conversion. Well designed and well executed.
So we talked about it. The high snaps don't matter when you got a quarterback as athletic as Will Webb, because he's been fielding these snaps that have been one-handed grabs, jumping grabs, over the shoulder, basket catches. Doesn't matter. Just turns around and fires a dart down to Max Beal for the 49-yard touchdown. While we have an opportunity to catch our breath, if you're watching from home, you can go ahead and sit back down on your couch. We'll tell you about Sky Media 45. Need to enhance your brand? Sky Media 45 combines excellent photography with post-production skills to create stunning video and image content. Showcase your community event or business with their expert aerial solutions. We're ready to fly for you. Visit them at skymedia45.com. Some of our visuals this year of Boswell Field at East Jordan High School provided courtesy of Sky Media 45. So if you've got anything you want photography or videography of, reach out to Sky Media 45 and get on their books so they can get in the sky for you. Red Devils kicking off up by 6. It's a pop kick, goes through the legs of the Lakers, and they do indeed recover at their own 46-yard line. That almost took a really strange hop, but Parker Robinson was able to recover it on the hands team there for the Lakers.
Yeah, and going back to last drive, Charles, what really ended up, that penalty really ended up hurting the Lakers there. They would have gotten that penalty. It would have been a 4th and 14, and you would have most likely seen East Jordan punt the ball there, but the penalty extends the drive, and next thing you know, you got 8 points on the board if you're the East Jordan Red Devils. So some blunders penalty-wise, keeping the Devils into this game, actually giving them the lead right now.
Yeah, and initially thought it was a completed catch to Wilson on the sidelines, but that personal foul penalty coming back to bite the Lakers. as this is Robinson handing off to Dykstra. Dykstra brought down right away by the Red Devil defense. And I think that was Griffin Boyer on the stop there, Jared.
Yeah, and one thing it'll be interesting to see, Charles, is Sheehan hasn't really, as he actually is not going to be taking the field here.
Yeah, it's been the Robinson show so far for the Laker offense, and it's apparent that they want to keep this ball on the ground. They've only put it up in the air one time and really haven't been able to get much going through the air so far against this Red Devil defense. And courtesy of the Red Devils, they've only had to rush 4 defenders, able to drop 7 in zone. And it's been working so far as they get another stop in the backfield. Wyatt Dion there eating them up like the Cookie Monster. How about that one, Jared?
Yeah, this defensive front has really been taking a step up. It was Thomas Mayhew in the first half, but now it seems like Boyer and the other cast of defensive linemen are getting in the backfield and making this life pretty difficult for this Laker backfield.
Yeah, you look up and down that defensive front, that 4-man rotation that the Red Devils, I shouldn't even say rotation, those 4 guys have been pretty much in there all game long.
Oh, yeah.
Between Dion, Mayhew, Spear, and then Boyer, just able to have their way with this offensive line for the Lakers. This is Sheehan back in there on 3rd and 9. He's going to roll to his right. He's got a design block out front, but he's brought down by Will Webb. And this will be 4th down upcoming now for the Lakers. It'll be a 4th and 3.
I think the offense is going to stay on the field here, Charles, if I had to guess.
I think that's a good guess, Jared. So another 4th down upcoming. So far, Red Devils have forced 2 turnovers on downs because of these 4th down stops they've been able to get. They got 1 from their 16-yard line, and they got 1 on the previous Glen Lake possession from right around midfield. But you got to watch the hard count too, Jared. Hard count here would be a free 1st down as Sheehan takes a low snap. It's bobbled, but they do make a good exchange, and that is Middleton. And Middleton looks like he's got enough just by the nose of the football for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was real close there, Charles. It looked like just by about a foot he got that 1st down.
And so that's a spot football, or a spot by the nose of the football that moves the chains for the Lakers. But one key point we want to make mention of is the Lakers are going to take a timeout and try to just reset themselves. They do have an injured player coming off the sideline for Glen Lake. That's Hunter Bright. Number 77 was a little shaken up on that 4th down handoff. So, Jared, I think it's safe to say now, 1 minute, 32 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, we've got ourselves a ball game.
We sure do, Charles. I mean, if you're going to ask me at the first drive for East Jordan after half, it was looking a little shaky. I was like thinking to myself, oh, the Lakers going to come out here and just really run away with this game, but some self-inflicted penalties, and the defensive line for East Jordan, keeping them in here. And, I mean, they have the lead more than keeping them in here. It's more, can this Laker team, get the mistakes right and get back into this game?
Jared, defensively, this defensive line for East Jordan really has taken the challenge after, last week you would say it wasn't a performance up to their standard. Tonight, they're really leaving it all out on the field.
Yeah, this is the East Jordan defense that I've seen multiple times. They didn't show up last week, missing a leader on defense, and I think maybe even just his presence has been firing up this squad, and they've been playing phenomenal.
1 man in motion, that's Berg, but the ball's on the deck, and it's recovered by the Red Devils. Getting down there to scoop this one up is Griffin Boyer, and it's East Jordan football.
Wow, Charles, huge change of possession there for the Red Devils. This defensive line just showing up right now. They are just taking over in the second half.
It was, I believe, Boyer and Spear who caused the fumble, and then whoever recovered it after that, the ball might have squirted around a little bit. Webb came out of there with it last, but it appeared to my eye that it was Boyer there, and it's Red Devil football. They take over and have a 6-point lead to go with it.
Yeah, this is a really big drive. If they can come down here and make this a 2-score game, they're going to be feeling really, really good about where they're sitting.
Webb, high snap, able to corral it. He's going to try to get outside. He does, and he's eventually tackled for about a 1-yard loss on the far sideline, Jared.
Yeah, and this has really been kind of the story of the offense is this big plays have really been their saving grace.
Yeah.
These little plays, they're getting 2 yards at most, a lot of times going backwards here, especially on first and second down where they're more run heavy. I think, they should look into Brady Wilson out and maybe a little bubble screen out there or just get him on the motion and get these guys moving because the strength of the Lakers is their front.
I think right now, East Jordan, you just got to corral these snaps. They've had a lot of high snaps recently, and you don't want to have an absolute failure and potentially give the ball back to Glen Lake after you just forced the first true turnover of the game. So East Jordan ahead in the turnover battle right now, 1-0. Here's a snap, and it's a handoff. Webb actually on the keeper. He's going to cut it back, looking to get a block. Webb in open field. Webb down the sideline. He's gone. Will Webb put it on the board, 20-8. Will Webb scores it for the Red Devils. Big-time run, 57-yard touchdown.
Absolutely insane there. So we're going to replay this real quick, and you just see him hit that next level speed, and he's out of there. No Laker even within 5 to 10 yards of him.
So the Red Devils make good on the fumble recovery. Webb puts it into the end zone, 57 yards. And the Red Devils go up by 12 now, up by a dozen. This is a big 2-point conversion because if you get this, now you're up by a touchdown and 2 extra points.
Yeah, I'm going to see if they kind of try to go with a little bit more of what they did the first time of the 2-point conversion, getting a little bit of motion out, getting the quarterback out the pocket into space. But we're about to see here.
That was a 2nd and 11. Webb now booting back to his right, throwing back, and he's got a completion in the back of the end zone. Looking nice to Garrison Henry.
Yeah, and Webb is
actually, excuse me, that's Hunter Whiteford who caught that one. So Webb now 2 for 3 on these 2-point conversion passing attempts, and the East Jordan Red Devils have fired back here in this third quarter with 16 unanswered points, Jared.
Yeah, and one of the big things I want to mention, Charles, which we at least I kind of forgot about, was this score very easily. There could have been 6 more points on the Lakers.
Yeah.
They got away with that fumble right there at the first drive, and that we could be looking at a whole different ball game. That one play really helped the momentum stay with East Jordan, even though it might have not seemed it in the moment, as we're kind of seeing now. I think that was a pivotal play.
So now it's time for our Fly Around Northern Michigan scoreboard here on Next Level Broadcasting, brought to you by Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Looking at a tight game between Elk Rapids and Sheboygan, 13-12.
Oh, wow.
Between the Chiefs and the Elks over in Gaylord. Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds up 52-14. And the Charlevoix Raiders victorious over Oscoda tonight, 49-0. Red Devils right now with 16. Actually, Jared, let's get this corrected. 22 unanswered points. The Lakers took the second drive for a touchdown. Here's an onside kick, and the Red Devils look like they've got this as well, Jared.
Oh.
Take a look at that. Look at this little squibber right down the middle. I think that's Red Devil football, and it is.
Oh, my goodness, Charles. And we're going to see this right here. And they were just ready for it the whole time.
Boom. Wow, what a play. Is that Landon Spear down there on the bottom of the pile to recover that?
It sure looks like it. And it looks like they're still trying to look who's got it at the bottom of the pile. No! Lakers think it's theirs, and officially the refs are going to signal Lakers football.
All right, so, Jared, I'm going to say this one. Calls even out now.
Yeah.
So the strip fumble, that was ruled an incompletion, and now the recovery of this onside kick, it's an even playing field.
Yeah, I think some Lakers fan may disagree with you on that, but, overall it's even. I think that ball was kind of a 50-50 right there, and giving it to the Lakers, and they're starting a good position, about the 50-yard line, call it the 49.
But right now the Lakers out of their comfort zone. They'll have to put this ball up in the air where they haven't had a good success rate so far, as Robinson's going to hand this one off. He gets a nice block on the outer edge here, and he's out near the 42-yard line as Fletcher Middleton, about 8 yards on that first down carry.
Yeah, and they're just going to try and stay on schedule here with the run as the third quarter comes to an end. I do think running the football is not out of the question so far for the Lakers.
So after 16 points of Red Devils that they put on the board here in this third quarter, they take a 22-8 lead into the final quarter. We'll be back on the other side of this for the final 12 minutes of this one. You're watching high school football presenting Red Devil football on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please visit EJ2.
And here we are, fourth quarter. Let's load it up and get things underway. It'll be a 2nd and 3 for the Glen Lake Lakers from the East Jordan 43-yard line. Got to get to the 40 for a fresh set of downs. Robinson takes a low snap. He hands this one off to Middleton and got a little action away from the play, but no penalties thrown as Middleton looks like he's got the first down for the Lakers.
And this has kind of been the tale of two halves. You know, it looked like in the beginning it was a close game, but first half, Lakers definitely had a bit more momentum. You know, they had East Jordan had the late 83-yard bomb to Max Beal, but, you know, when you see long plays like that, you think, okay, that's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Well, East Jordan says that's not a one-time thing or a two-time thing. Let's make it a three-time thing. 3 large, long touchdowns.
83, 49, and 57.
Wow.
As a handoff up the middle goes, that's Dykstra bursting through the line of scrimmage, and he's got near a first down for the Lakers.
Yeah, and I still do think the Lakers shouldn't panic too much. Running game, they haven't really switched it up, not seeming to pass it too much, trusting their guys to get down and get 6 points, and then see what their defense can do if they get those 6 points.
All right, so it's officially a 2nd and 1 now for Glen Lake. They're going to send 3 receivers to the top. East Jordan still with 4 down defensive linemen. As Robinson awaits the snap, looking to throw. Got a man out on the far side of the field, completed to Bradford. And Toby Bradford's got a catch and a first down for the Lakers down at the Red Devil 20-yard line. And the Lakers now starting to feel comfortable putting the ball up in the air.
Yeah, I think Robinson in there is more of a sign that they're trying to pass it more willingly with Robinson. I think that when Sheehan comes in, it's more of passing if necessary, just for the viewers at home.
Yeah.
And number 9 is Parker Robinson.
Yep, Sheehan is number 12, so it'll be Robinson and Dykstra in the pistol formation on this 1st and 10 for the Lakers. He'll hand off to Dykstra. He'll try to cut it back before he's brought down after a moderate 4-yard gain, and it was Griffin Boyer on the stop for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and I think if Griffin Boyer would have missed that tackle, Dykstra had a good shot at. It didn't look like there was very many Red Devils on that left side of the field. He might have had a touchdown there, so potential touchdown-saving tackle there from Griffin Boyer.
So here you see right down the line of scrimmage, ball at the 18-yard line. They need to get to the 12 for a fresh set of downs.
And East Jordan's okay with them taking their time and running this ball and letting this clock just slowly wind down.
Robinson is going to hand this one off to Middleton. Middleton is swarmed, and Boyer was in on that stop again, and it looked like Middleton got 2 to 3 yards on the carry. But this defense for East Jordan, Jared, we saw it last week. Can they hold on to leads at the end of the game?
I mean, quite frankly, last week, it wasn't really the defense that blundered. It was the special teams. Offense did go down the field and score about 3 minutes left. Defense didn't really get the chance to really have a say at the end of that game.
Robinson in the gun formation. It's designed quarterback keeper. He's got a block. He's got the edge. He's pushed out of bounds, still up and still moving the legs. He's down inside the 5-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the Lakers. Ball spotted right at the 5.
Yeah, that being said, though, Charles, the defense, not getting the chance to, stop the game at the end. Now the ball is in their court, able to stop and, give their offense a chance to win their game. Defense is going to try and take opportunities here. We've seen one takeaway already. Potentially could see one again.
Here's Robinson from the gun, handing off to Middleton. Middleton brought down by Knopf.
Yeah, you stuffed there for it looks like maybe back to the line of scrimmage there. Great tackle from the defense, and this is a bend don't break moment for this defense. If they can sit in here and say, hey, we're going to stop you, potentially maybe even get a turnover here, big swing in the game.
And there's a touchdown for the Lakers. And we've got a ball game once again on that. It was Palmer on the receiving end, Jared. So now an ever important 2-point conversion for Glen Lake. They'll go to their special formation, this swinging gate, as they would like to call it. But it appears that they're going to lining up in a more traditional 2-point attempt here now.
Yeah, and they only need one 2-point conversion in another touchdown to potentially get this game tied at 22.
Robinson handing off to Dykstra. Dykstra trying to knife his way into the end zone, and he is in for 2. So the Lakers take this opening possession for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. It's back to a 6-point game between the Red Devils and the Lakers as the Lakers strike back for their first points of the second half. Actually, first points since the first quarter for the Lakers.
Yeah, and they've been close a few times, and even though they only had 8 points on the board, it kind of felt like they had a little bit more. Their offense overall has actually looked better, in my opinion, than the Red Devils, but this is the explosive plays for the Red Devils, keeping them in it.
We want to welcome in all the viewers who might have been watching the Sheboygan Chiefs and the Elk Rapids Elks. That game has gone final. Sheboygan winning 13-12 over Elk Rapids. So if you're just now tuning in, we've had one heck of a game. It started off Glen Lake. It was Fletcher Middleton had about a 1-yard touchdown run, and then it was the big play boom from the East Jordan Red Devils. Will Webb hitting Max Beal twice for an 83-yard touchdown and a 57-yard touchdown. And then it was Will Webb who ripped off another 50-plus yard touchdown run that put the Red Devils up 22-8. The Lakers just answered back with a Liam Palmer touchdown catch and then a subsequent 2-point conversion to make it a 6-point game with 8:20 seconds left to go here. Charles Strail along with Jared Stamen, thanks for tuning in. We hope you still have your seatbelt on because we've got a little turbulence in the cabin. We've also had some controversial calls. We've had everything that you would want and more in a great high school football game here tonight. And the Lakers send this one away. It's Dykstra putting it up, fielded at the 22-yard line by the Red Devils and bringing it out to the 35-yard line. That's where the Red Devils will set up shop. It was, I believe, Wyatt Pinney on the return for East Jordan. About a 13-yard return. So one more chance to see Will Webb and East Jordan offense out on the field. Jared, does this East Jordan team have what it takes to just grind out this clock right now? Because their run game outside of that Webb touchdown run hasn't really been that efficient.
Yeah, that's the real question. And this defensive line, I think, is hungry. And I think they're going to say, hey, you want to try and run and milk this clock? That's not going to happen. You're going to have to pass if you want to get anything, which works for the defense if possible.
High snap. Webb has it on the ground, bounce around. He's able to get back on it and corral it. It was Griff Dilly, number 55, to make the stop for the Lakers. But East Jordan's also got to figure out this snap thing too, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to you, Charles, during break, we could make a highlight reel just on these snaps that Will Webb has managed to corral. Multiple one-handed grabs there, and he has really kept the turnovers to a limit. You could argue that he had one earlier in the game. They didn't call it, so it doesn't really matter as far as we're concerned. Just really got to keep the snap in William Webb's hand. We just would hate to see a potential fumble 6.
I think if you're East Jordan, you also got to keep your foot on the gas and stay aggressive as Beal's going to launch this one down the field. He's got Wilson. Wilson can't make the catch on the pitch pass. It was Max Beal who had it teed up for Brady Wilson downfield. It was almost caught right at the 40-yard line by Wilson, and that's a big miss for East Jordan.
Oh, the big plays have just been the story for this offense, and wow, that would have helped right there, Charles. They could have potentially, even if they didn't score that ball, just a nice 20 to 30-yard gain there, which would have been great momentum for them.
And just outside of the reach of Brady Wilson, he did get his fingertips on it, but it was kind of shifting him over the opposite shoulder that I think he anticipated the ball to come to. It would have been an unbelievable catch, certainly not a drop. So it's now 3rd and 17. Webb looking to throw. Now trying to buy some time, scrambling, stepping up in the pocket, throws back across the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Dykstra. Whew, and everyone on the East Jordan sidelines lets out a collective sigh because Dykstra had a beat on that one.
Yeah, and that would have been quite the impressive interception there as we're going to watch this replay. Webb on the move, and Dykstra trying to make the diving catch. Looked like he could have made got 2 hands on the ball, but didn't end up finishing out the play. 4th and 17, 3 and out. Not really what you had in mind if you're rooting for the Red Devils. But the Lakers got to be pretty happy with that. Most likely going to get the ball around, the 45, 50-yard line after this punt.
Here's a high kick from Will Webb, fielded by Dykstra at his 40, fair caught. So that's where the Laker offense will come back out on the field with 7:20 remaining in this 4th quarter. They can tie or take the lead here on this drive. And this homecoming crowd for Glen Lake, you can sense the anxious energy and the nerves beginning to build here by this Laker crowd on homecoming because the Red Devils have brought the fight to the Lakers.
Yeah, and we talked, beginning this game, we thought this was going to be a good game, especially with Wine Coop and Max Beal being back in there. And as you mentioned, this crowd, the energy is there, but you can sense the butterflies in the stomach, the fingernail biting from these parents and grandparents out here supporting the high schoolers on their homecoming night.
Well, while we have a timeout on the field, I'm going to tell you about Professional Seamless Gutters. Listen, your home gutters are always there when you need them to be. And so is our good friend Orion Beningo. That's why he started Professional Seamless Gutters. And they're offering their fast and experienced service and, real-time quotes. However, it gets better. If you call Professional Seamless Gutters and Orion Beningo, they'll actually answer the phone. We've called him on air before, and he's picked up. Orion's picked up at 8:30 at night during a football game. So you can give him a call at 989-619-3407 anytime, anywhere. Call Professional Seamless Gutters. Get your gutters taken care of on your house so you can stay comfortable watching Next Level Broadcasting's coverage of East Jordan football all season long. We've had a great one here tonight, and we hope you have been tuning in and making us a part of your Friday evening from wherever you find comfort. Here's Robinson. He's going to take this one himself, and he slips through 2 tackles, still spinning and corkscrewing his way into Red Devil territory, but the ball is out, and it's recovered by the Red Devils. Let's take a look here and see what exactly happened. We'll bring it in slow-mo speed. But, Jared, here's Robinson on the carry. The ball was out and recovered by the Red Devils. Let's see if we can see that ball come out. And I think he was down. So proper call there by the far side line judge. It was Will Webb who eventually came up with the football, but you could see that the backside of Robinson was down.
Yeah, and that was.
But they're giving it to the Red Devils.
Wow, that was a pretty bang play, Charles. And if you went to replay, you can see as he's going to the ground, Webb rips the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
It's not really a strip fumble. That's just a give me that ball, kid.
So Will Webb making a defensive play. Second fumble recovered by the Red Devils from our camera angle. It was not definitive that Robinson was down. The far side line judge made that call, Jared. So obviously he had a better vantage point than we did from the home bleachers. But Will Webb making a huge play for the Red Devils there on defense.
Yeah, and there's been two potential turnover plays that have gone in favor of the Red Devils here, Charles, and that's going to be something that you might hear some Glen Laker fans kind of, some rumors.
There's a handoff to Will Webb. Actually, he's just going to keep it on that read option, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Still a lot of time left in this game, though, Jared. 7 minutes left to go, and the Red Devil offensive line and running game has struggled so far because it's been their big play ability. Does East Jordan have one more big play left?
Charles, I think they've got a lot more big plays left. I think if we saw an overtime in this game, we'd see a couple more 60-plus yard bombs. But right now for East Jordan, the up the run, up the gut, it's just not been there for them all game. They got to either try to fling it out on a stretch play or just a little screen play to one of their, either Penny or Wilson. I think that's really where they're going to see success. 8
men at the line of scrimmage and in the tackle box for the Lakers. Here's a keeper by Will Webb. He's going to be tripped up after a gain of 4 yards on that second down handoff. And so Webb's got the near midfield for the Red Devils. It'll be officially marked at the Red Devil 48-yard line, Jared. So it's a 3rd and 7, a long 7, as they got to get to the far side of the 45 in Laker territory.
Yeah, but one thing that even though you have only gotten about 2-3 yards in about 2 plays, you got at least 2+ minutes off the clock, Charles. And that's really your best friend, is watching that clock go tick down and down.
Here's a key play right now from the 5-minute, 30-second mark, and the Lakers almost jump. Webb trying the hard count. East Jordan now changing their play. And the Red Devils doing the right thing there, just taking a timeout. That was designed. East Jordan wanted to see if they could get a free 5. Almost did. But head coach Adam Grabowskis wants to take a timeout and talk this one over, as this is a huge 3rd down coming up for East Jordan.
Yeah, this is potentially, another 2 to 3 minutes off the clock if they can get a first down right here, Charles.
Yeah, and so far we've had a game full of controversy.
Sure have.
And let's recap some of those controversial plays, and then we'll talk about just the overall effort between the lines that these two teams and their student athletes have been putting on display tonight for us, because it all started, there was a strip sack fumble that was initially ruled incompletion. It was recovered in play by Kylan Gallagher for the Lakers, but ruled incomplete. And then there was an onside kick that looked like the Red Devils and Landon Spear had recovered, ruled in favor of the Lakers. And then there was that fumble that Will Webb pried loose from Robinson that was ruled in favor of the Red Devils. But right now we'll get back to live action, 3rd and 7. Got to have it for both teams right here. Let's see who's able to prevail. Webb looking to throw. Drops it off in the flat to Max Beal. Max Beal with a convoy of 3 blockers down the sideline. And Max Beal has a catch and run for the Red Devils all the way down to the 21-yard line. Give them 34 yards on 3rd and 7.
Wow, Charles. Really great time dialing up the screenplay, as you see right there. 3 big blockers out in front for Max Beal, and it was just green grass in front of him.
Love the play calling there for East Jordan. They waited until the Lakers brought pressure and then just slipped out Beal. He had 3 offensive linemen in front of him on the screen pass. A great time to call the screen.
Yeah, that was really a great call by the Adam Grabowskis, the head coach.
And also, you got to give a shout-out to some of those assistant coaches up in the booth and seeing that one. And they've seen a lot of plays to scheme up tonight to get Max Beal in space, as Webb's going to keep this one, work off of left tackle. He's still going, eventually slung down after about a 3-yard gain, eventually dragged to the ground by Brecken Nerg. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and just letting the clock tick down right there again, Charles. Only 2 to 3 yards, but as long as they stay in bounds, I don't think you're going to see a lot of complaints.
So if you're East Jordan right now, you're at the 21-yard line, prime position to maybe take a shot to the end zone, Jared. On second down, what do you do?
See, I would say you at least want to run one more run play and really try to take as much time off the clock as you can, and potentially, that run play could result in a first down.
Well, here they go, empty. One man in motion. That's Beal getting the handoff. He's going to cut it back up inside. Brought down. What a play there by Sheehan. And that's going to be a tackle for loss of 3 yards on second down. Clock stays moving, but Sheehan in the Laker defense now with the bid here to get a third down stop and then force the Red Devils into a big decision.
Well, that's kind of one of the potential benefits for running the ball there. Even though it did go backwards, is you just push the ball farther into your territory. So if you do decide to go for it on fourth down, you're going to pin them way back in their own territory.
Here's 3rd and 11 now.
And they've been calling up some big plays late in the game. So
Webb flanked to his left by Beal. Webb's going to keep it. And he's got about a 3-yard gain brought down at the 24-yard line, brought down by Kylan Gallagher. So right now for East Jordan, if they line this one up, you would be looking at about a, 34-yard field goal, 37-yard field goal, Jared.
Yeah.
And it appears like they're going to keep the offense out on the field for this one.
And I don't really necessarily hate the ball call if you do end up giving up the ball. You're giving it to them in pretty back territory.
It would be a 38 or 39-yard field goal right now, and I don't know if they want to leave the game in the balance of a field goal from that distance. So Will Webb and the offense is going to stay out, and he's going to look to throw. Now he's going to throw over the middle, and it's through the intended target's hands. He was looking for Brady Wilson on a little basic route, and he wasn't able to complete the catch. So turnover on downs. Lakers getting the ball back with 2:42 left from their own 24-yard line.
Wow. Big drop there by Brady Wilson, one of the premier wideouts on this team.
Yeah.
Ball was a little bit high.
Yeah.
It would have been a great catch, but that's something that Brady Wilson, I would say, expects himself to make.
Yeah, and, fortunately for Brady Wilson, he's got the opportunity. He is a little shaken up right now, holding on to one of his arms, and he's a tough kid. He plays defense, and he's got the opportunity to make up for it here now on the other side of the ball. And just a tough play overall to come down with that pass. It was high as Robinson's going to roll to his right, looking to throw deep down the sideline. Wilson able to find it, but it's caught inside Red Devil territory. A completion to Kingston Palmer, and the Lakers are on the move here after a 27-yard pitch and catch to Palmer into Red Devil territory with 2 minutes 35 seconds left to go.
Yeah, that was some of the most time that we've seen any of these Laker quarterbacks get in the pocket, and a little bit underthrown, but the underthrown actually ended up helping them out there for the completion about, would you say, about 20, 25 yards, Charles?
Yeah, and it really looks like the Lakers are content to also use some time here, Jared, as Robinson's now rolling to his left, getting chased, throwing this one down the sideline, and Will Webb in great coverage position there. He was closely guarding Nerg, and Webb's down, favoring that left calf, looking like he might be cramping up.
Yeah, hoping it's just a cramp here, Charles.
And
looks like an injury timeout.
Yeah, as Will Webb gets some attention from the sideline.
Yeah.
It looks like that right calf.
Just from the body language, Charles, I would say it looks like it most likely is just a cramp. He doesn't seem too concerned or beat up. And as someone who has done that same thing a few times, if that is what it is, a calf pull, those will hurt and they'll take you out for a little bit.
And it looks like he's trying to plant on it. as they attend to Will Webb, we're going to go ahead and step aside here. You're watching Red Devil football here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Orion. So you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installations, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike other service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding your gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Okay, and welcome back. Will Webb was able to walk off under his own power. They were working on his left calf muscle as he goes off, and that's key component that's on the sidelines for the Red Devils here. This is 2nd down and 10, handoff to Middleton. Middleton's got a nice hole. He's breaking it into the secondary, still on his feet, tripped up, and he's still going. I thought he was tripped up, but now he's getting pushed down to the 10-yard line. Middleton, wow, what a run. 36 yards all the way down to the Red Devil 10.
Yeah, the Lakers just got a huge push up front there, and the rest was all Dykstra, or excuse me, that was actually Middleton, I believe. Just breaking tackles and keeping those legs turning, getting an extra at least 10 yards after contact.
Jared, I thought he was down at the 25-yard line, and he just kept breaking tackles, and this ball is spotted 1st and goal inside the 10, actually at the 9.
No more first downs for this offense. They got four times to get into the end zone.
Here's a handoff up the middle. That is the Laker offensive line basically scoring the touchdown there for Sam Dykstra as we're now tied at 22.
Wow, and this offensive line has just decided to take over on this last drive. Basically getting the touchdown there to make it 22-22.
Well, it's all tied up, and it comes down to this. Do you go for 2 or do you go for the extra point? Let's see what the Lakers opt to do here. Right now, you would ideally think you kick the extra point, but they're going to line up for the 2-point conversion. It's Robinson handing up to Dykstra. Dykstra cuts it back and cuts it in. Put it on the board. Lakers 2-point conversion is good. And they've had 16 straight points now to take a 2-point lead, 24-22. Whoo, we've got one heck of a game here as we do have a Laker down there on the goal line. We're going to go ahead and step aside here when we come back. Red Devils will be getting the ball here. 1:35 left to go in the game. Let's see what they got. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center of East Jordan provides a safe place to be and a path to become for 6th through 12th grade teens with after-school programming 3 days a week with a hot, nutritious meal. On Thursdays after school, the Depot provides life skill classes like cooking, art, and career readiness. And new this year is Becoming You, a program for homeschool students that provides a structured environment, tutoring, and a healthy lunch. For more info on all of our programs, please
and welcome in. We just want to give everyone an update so far. The Glen Lake training staff is still working on the injured player down there on the goal line for the Glen Lake Lakers. Update from the East Jordan sideline. Will Webb was just seen with his helmet back on. He was getting some attention earlier on his left calf muscle, and that's the update that we're able to give right now. As they're helping the injured Laker player off the field, we're going to go back to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the kickoff after.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, the Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Interstructure Interior Design, TVC Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy, and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
All right, welcome back in. It was Hunter Bright, the offensive lineman for the Lakers, who was able to be helped off under his own power. He does have his helmet off. It looks like his night is over. He's just walking around here on the Lakers sideline. But we've still got 1:35 left in the game to decide here, as the Lakers are set to send this one away for the Red Devils. Back deep is Brady Wilson, and it's an end-over-end kick. And it's Beal taking it from his own 14. Beal's going to bring it out, gets a block down the sideline. Beal still going, cuts it back in across the 40, out to the 47-yard line. And that's where the Red Devils will take over. A nice 34-yard return by Max Beal to really set the table for the Red Devils here to potentially have the game-winning drive.
Yeah, such an important piece on this offense. They were really missing him last week, and you can see why. 2 touchdowns in this game, a good 35-yard return to set them up for, they got 1:27 left on the clock, but still 2 timeouts and dreams on the field, Charles. I think you could potentially see an all-time classic here tonight.
Here we go. Will Webb back into the game for the Red Devils. They send trips to the bottom of the formation. Here's the snap. Webb looking to throw over the middle. He's got a completion to Brady Wilson. A flag was thrown by the back judge. It's a completed pass, but we do have a flag. And we'll check the penalty marker, and it looks like it's going to be marked off against the Red Devils.
Yeah, a bit of a bummer starting the drive. Still got 1:22 left. Webb looked pretty good there. Pretty decent throw, a little bit low, but.
Yeah, it was a hold. I think they got it against Landon Spear right up the middle as the Lakers' pressure got through a little bit too quickly for the Red Devil offensive line. Maybe forced that throw to be a little low there as well, but nonetheless, they'll replay first down. At this point in time, it's more or less the Red Devils playing against the clock than, 1st and 10, 1st and 20 with only 1:22 left to go.
Yeah, let's see if they got one more big play left in them, Charles.
Webb in the shotgun. To his right is Henry. Webb pumping, now rolling. Now pumping again. Now he's going to scramble. Going back across his body, and it's incomplete. Intended for Brady Wilson, almost intercepted there by Brecken Nerg. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. As Webb with multiple pump fakes, you can see that he's really fighting that leg right now, and his ability to scramble seems compromised, and Nerg almost had the game-sealing interception. And now it looks like they're attending to Nerg down there at the 47-yard line. So maybe the intensity, the physicality, the overall exertion level that both teams have had to expend tonight starting to come back. And, we're seeing more and more injuries, cramping. We saw Hunter Bright come off, and now we see Brecken Nerg being attended by the training staff here for the Lakers. But if you're just now joining us, this has been a wild game. It started out 8-0 Lakers. Then the Red Devils came back and answered with 16 straight points, 22 consecutive points. It was 22-8. And then in the fourth quarter, Glen Lake has answered back with 16 unanswered points with a 2-point conversion to boot. And that's how we are at where we're at with the Red Devils with the ball. 2nd and 20, down by 2.
Yeah, Charles, this has really been quite the game we were hoping for talking on the way up here. We were thinking it was going to be a close one, and we've come into an all-time next-level classic.
Yeah, this game has certainly been next level. And we've still got 1 minute and 8 seconds to see if it's got any more potential for an all-time thriller. Webb in the shotgun with Beal. He'll look to throw. He's got a free runner by Dilly. He's going to drop off the screen, and it's broken up by the Laker defense. It was intended for Max Beal, and the Laker defense was ready for that one.
Yeah, they tried to dial up the screen there again, Charles. This time, the Lakers are ready for it.
And right now, given the status of that calf injury for Will Webb, the Laker defense can bring some more pressure. Let's see what the Red Devil offense has in store here on 3rd down. Red Devils still with 2 timeouts in their pocket. Let's see what they opt to do here with 63 ticks of the clock remaining. Webb drops back. Now moving up in the pocket, moving around. High throw intercepted by the Lakers, picked off by Max Gala. And Gala has it for the Lakers, returns it back to the Red Devil 39-yard line. And that might do it here, Jared.
Yeah, I just really think, unfortunately, that injury to Webb just really limited their options there on that final drive.
And Will Webb is down for the Red Devils, getting some attention from some of his offensive linemen and friends and players as well. He's up on his feet.
Yeah, I think he's a bit frustrated with himself, knowing he doesn't want to be hurt, and I think with a healthy leg, he's going to probably make that throw 9 times out of 10.
It was intended for Wilson, and as it stands right now, the Lakers can simply take a knee and run the clock out on this game. 2 gut-wrenching losses for East Jordan back-to-back, Jared.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a struggle these last 2 weeks for these Red Devil fans, but still a lot to look forward to. This Glen Lake team at home during homecoming is really no slouch of a team, and East Jordan is kind of starting to pick themselves up. A lot of their strength, their best players are juniors. They're only getting better. Their quarterback, this is his first season, William Webb, and in his 4th game, I think fighting through injuries, he's looked like a resilient young man out there, and I think you got to try and see the good of the great things that you have done in this game versus focusing on the fact that most likely you're going to be coming out here with an L.
Yeah, and one of the things for East Jordan, their big playability certainly on full display tonight. Anytime you put points on the board from 83 and then twice of 50-plus, one was from 49 and the other one was 57. But anytime you can strike like that, and I think what really hurt East Jordan here in the waning moments of this 4th quarter was their inability to just hand the ball off and get 4 or 5 yards a carry. And I think that if they were able to control time of possession a little bit more here in this 4th quarter, they would have been able to run some more time off this clock. But nonetheless, you cannot fault East Jordan for their effort here tonight, Jared. I mean, they came out and laid it all on the line. And once more, 2 really good football teams here in Division 8. Lakers will go to 3-1. Red Devils will go to 2-2. And we've got a penalty at the end of this play as both teams were just looking for a little action. Let's go ahead and run this one back here to see if Robinson actually did take a knee. And Robinson did not take a knee here. So that shouldn't be a penalty marker because Robinson did not take a knee. So there should be no penalty thrown against the Red Devils because Robinson didn't take a knee. He never downed the ball.
Looks like
I don't know what the flag was for. Right, it was unsportsmanlike conduct. We saw that, but Robinson didn't take the knee. So if he doesn't take a knee, the play's not dead.
Right. And you can't fault them for trying to potentially, get that ball out of his hands. I mean, you never know. It's a live ball.
Yeah, it's unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lakers is the penalty.
Yeah, if I had to guess, that's what I would have kind of assumed they would have been doing because there's really no reason for them not to just nail the ball there and get the, they had 2 first down. They don't have enough timeouts. It's kind of, a little bit unsportsmanlike to, sit back and be like, come on and get me. But we've seen a couple, words exchange back and forth in the first quarter. They took back a flag on the Lakers for some unsportsmanlike conduct for some words that were exchanged.
So this will back up the Lakers into their own territory. It's 1st and 10 still. Actually, no, it's 1st and 25. 45 seconds left to go here. I think this might simply be cosmetic at this point in time. It'll be 2nd down as well, so 2nd and 27. East Jordan coaching staff getting an explanation for what's going on, the determination of the referees, and how this penalty will be impacting the game right now. I believe the clock will also stop as well, Jared. So this will be, the clock won't start until it is wound on the ready for play when Robinson takes the snap. So it effectively gives Eastern, there's a bobbled snap. Robinson gets down on it. Red Devils take a 2nd timeout.
After seeing that, Charles, can't really say I blame him for taking a timeout. That was a botched play on a presumably easy QB kneel.
So the Red Devils can officially stop the clock one more time. And now you get some end-of-game scenarios here. If you're just now joining us, it has been a chippy affair between these two teams. I mean, we've seen unsportsmanlike conducts. We've seen personal fouls, which is an unsportsmanlike conduct, but we've seen some other unsportsmanlike penalties here. We've seen some holding, but really, not that many pre-snap penalties or holding penalties. It's kind of been the Lakers punishing themselves with some personal conduct penalties here that have either aided East Jordan or continued to leave the door open. Miraculous Red Devil comeback here on the Lakers. And we actually saw some of those personal foul penalties week 1 when we saw Glen Lake at Traverse City St. Francis. They started to unfold a little bit against the Gladiators, and then we've seen it continue tonight. So maybe that chippiness is where Glen Lake lives on the edge. Sometimes they go over the line, but it appears that when they need to call on it most, they can depend on it. As Robinson goes under center, and he'll do a quarterback sneak right out to the 49-yard line. East Jordan takes one more timeout. That was 3rd down. It'll be 4th down now. 4th down on the official down and distance markers. The clock operator hasn't gotten the memo here yet that the officials went over to the down and distance markers and said, hey, this was on that personal conduct penalty on 1st down. The head official, the umpire, goes over to down and distance, says, hey, that play counted. It was a penalty, and it will be now 2nd down. So that's why the far side distance or down marker has that 4th down. So this is a big play here.
Game's
Jared.
not over, Charles.
Game is not over.
I mean, we had a couple people in the booth from East Jordan kind of walk out of here frustrated at the end of the game, and it might not be over. I mean, hey, last week they lost on a kick return. They might win on a kick punt return here.
Yep, so there it is. It is 4th down, 38 seconds left.
Well, Lakers are upset with the 4th down call here, Charles.
Yeah, well, I don't think the home team truly understands what transpired. And it is 4th down, so we are not done with this game. It's 4th and 23. So 4th down here for the Lakers, and they're going to have to punt this one away. The Red Devils will get the ball back, Jared. As Robinson sends this one away, it's Beal to field it. It's going to bounce and go out of bounds at the 14-yard line. East Jordan will still have 30 seconds left to go due to the blunder that the Lakers basically gift wrapped the Red Devils an opportunity here to have one more kick at the can with 30 seconds, no timeouts left to go.
And, if you're East Jordan, the only way you've scored this game is big plays. And that's what you need right here, Charles. And, it'd be one thing if we saw this Lakers team trying to come back here when all they've really managed to do is just run the ball. This team's only been managed to pass the ball.
Yeah, and so if you're East Jordan right now, obviously you're looking to get out of bounds. The clock will stop on a 1st down. So if you get a first drive starting completion, get to the line of scrimmage, clock it. Let's see how well East Jordan is prepared to handle this 30-second drive. As Webb's going to scramble, has to make something happen. It's intended for Max Beal, incomplete. 5 seconds goes off the clock, and that play didn't look right from the beginning there.
Yeah, it looked like they weren't really ready to go there. I honestly wasn't expecting them to snap the ball there, and they ended up snapping it, and they almost got a completion down the field to Max Beal, but that only would have been for about 15 yards max.
Yeah.
And being on their own 15, they need 85 yards to go down the field. But 83 yards earlier, Charles, so this is in their wheelhouse a possibility.
Glen Lake playing with 2 deep safeties, both standing at their 28-yard line. And now Palmer backing up to his 34. Webb looking to throw, teeing it up deep down the sideline, a jump ball incomplete. He was looking for Wyatt Pinney. And Webb showcasing the throwing arm there, but Pinney looked like he broke off that route around the 45-yard line, and I think Webb was anticipating him to keep on going.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a miscommunication there. Potentially Wyatt Pinney not expecting William Webb, maybe with the calf, to be able to throw the ball that far down the field.
Or maybe not anticipating him just to go in his direction anyway. But nonetheless, it only takes off 7 seconds from the game clock, so it's now 3rd and 10. I think if you're East Jordan right now, you just want to get a first down. Extend your chances here, but you also want to maximize the amount of time you've got left. So we'll see what they dial up here. Glen Lake looks like they're only going to rush 3. Actually, now they're bringing 4. Webb now taken off the sideline, puts it up, and it's incomplete. Actually intercepted by Berg, and that is going to do it. The ball was deflected, and then Berg gets his 2nd interception of the game.
Came down to the wire there, Charles. We thought the game might have been over after the first pick, but after some miscues, you could say, on the 42nd line, they end up squeezing away with a victory here.
Yeah, this was a very, very hard-fought game between both of these Division 8 opponents, and I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams meet again. They're both in the Division 8 projected district right now via Snooze to You and Mapatology. So who knows? We could be running this thing back to, we had as much fun as we did tonight. We could be looking at it again maybe in the future in November.
Yeah, Charles, I'd sure hope to see these two teams match up again. It's been a great fun atmosphere, and couldn't really ask for a better game tonight, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, this one so far, this game, East Jordan versus Kalkaska last week, just so close for East Jordan. And right now, this young team is learning how to put away opponents. You saw the 24-20 defeat last week. Now you have the 24-22 defeat. They were up by 14 points here in the 4th quarter, just unable to slam the door against the Glen Lake Lakers. But you do also want to give credit to Glen Lake, because when they had their backs against the wall, they brought in Robinson and they said, hey, we're going to run the ball. And when they needed it most, they were also able to dial up some deep shots. They had that 27-yard pass to Palmer down the sideline. And then once they got near the goal line, it was ground and pound from there, getting behind their offensive line and making things happen. But you can't be holding your head if you're East Jordan here. You came out and punched back. You had 2-3 counter punches, forcing turnovers. At the end of the day, the turnover battle ends up at 2-2, and we ended up with a 2-point game. And right now the difference, in my opinion, was the line of scrimmage. And I said that coming in. I don't want to make it sound like I'm Nostradamus and I was a predictor of the future, but the line of scrimmage was controlled by the Glen Lake Lakers in that fourth quarter. And when they were able to get control of the line of scrimmage back, they were able to just control time of possession and get consistent returns from the ground game.
Yeah, in that fourth quarter, the strength that had been, the East Jordan defensive line kind of got overshadowed there. Lakers offensive line stepping up to the plate and, limiting Mayhew and Boyer to really not doing too much on that last drive on the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was. It certainly was a game that both teams will go back and look upon. I think East Jordan will learn from this game as, they learned from the last game too. I thought East Jordan's change in their defensive line play, I mean, their ability to impact the run game in that second and third quarter for Glen Lake, it was Mayhew, Dion, a Spear getting in there, Boyer making a ton of tackles. Their front four tonight, East Jordan, I thought, really, really came to play. And, you get Beal back. Webb has a huge run. You're thinking, hey, we just got to hang on to this 14-point lead. And unfortunately, the Lakers had too much left in the tank and come back to win this one 24-22. Jared, your final thoughts here tonight?
I just think these are both just two absolutely resilient groups. There's both times in this game where you thought, oh, well, the Lakers are going to run away with it. Oh, looks like the Devils are going to run away with it. But neither time, the other team would punch back just as hard and make it a close game. And really, my final thought is, you just got to be proud. You got a lot of guys. You got a quarterback playing quarterback for the first season, trying to fight some injuries. Wilson was a little banged up looked like some part of that game, and there's a lot of things to build on, and you really can't beat yourself up too much, even though you potentially could be 4-0 right now.
Right.
It's a 2-2 that you can't be as upset about, versus getting blown out or throwing 5 picks.
Right, and next week East Jordan will be home versus Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart, another Division 8 opponent. So another litmus test opportunity for the East Jordan Red Devils against a team that's perennially known for their prowess and winning a lot of games in Division 8. Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart coming to Boswell Stadium next Friday night in East Jordan. Well, we want to thank all of our sponsors one more time here tonight. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center, Charlevoix State Bank, Interstructure Interior Design, TVC Cherry Capital Airport, EJ, East Jordan Plastics, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy, and Sports Rehab. We hope you are enjoying tonight's game.
So final recap here, East Jordan drops a game to Glen Lake, a heart-wrencher, 24-22. Our hardest working player of the game tonight got to go to Max Beal. I mean, his ability to come back and impact the Red Devil offense. Max Beal, our offensive hardest working player of the game. Defensively for East Jordan, I think we got to give that award to Thomas Mayhew. I mean, his ability to get into the backfield and throw off the rhythm and timing, multiple tackle for losses, I believe 2 sacks for Mayhew as well. So Thomas Mayhew, our hardest working player of the game for defense for East Jordan. So for all of our sponsors here, we want to thank you one more time to Professional Seamless Gutters, Burnett Foods, The Depot Jordan Valley Teen Center. Also giving a shout out to the Charlevoix State Bank, Interstructure Interior Home Design, the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, East Jordan Plastics, EJ, and Active Recovery, Physical Therapy, and Sports Rehab. Charles Strail, Jared Stamen, Isaac Dunson, my father John Strail working the sideline camera here tonight. We say thank you for making us a part of your Friday evening activities here on Next Level Broadcasting. Next Friday night, Red Devils home versus Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. The Irish are coming to town. We'll see you next Friday, everybody. Good night from Glen Lake, and we'll see you soon.
Today's game is brought to you by Professional Seamless